So before we get into that, we talked a few weeks back, and you actually, because I'd brung up the transgender topic, and you introduced me to Buck Angel. Do you remember that? Yep. Yep. I, not really. I just wanted to call in and touch base with you on you have changed my view on pro-choice. 100%. I was 100% pro-life.
Well, that's awesome to hear. I appreciate you so much for that, Taylor. We are going to move on. And for everybody on the YouTube stream, I apologize that you guys haven't been able to hear me until now. I didn't have the right microphone selected, but we do now. So you should have audio over on YouTube now. I'll have to edit that out once the stream is over. Let's go ahead and see what that timestamp would be. About a minute and a half in. Okay, guys. Please, everybody, we are just looking for a Trump supporter to come up here and debate us. So far, it's been 10 minutes and we've had 3 people up here, and everybody's wanted to stay in the live and talk, but there hasn't been a single Trump supporter, everybody. But actually, on second hand, Taylor, I actually do remember you now. I do remember you now, Taylor. I remember having a really good conversation with you, man. But yeah, let's go and get that next guest up here. Guys, please go ahead and hop in that queue for me if you are MAGA and you support Trump and you'd like to come up and have a discussion, y'all. So do give us a minute to get that next guest up here. If you happen to be a part of the 7.2 thousand people watching and you'd like to come up, let me know down below in that chat. Hey, what's going on, man? How old are you?
Hello?
Age, please.
I'm 19.
Okay, what time is it?
Oh shit, you got me. Cookie King Mugsy.
All right, everybody. So this isn't how we're gonna have a productive stream if you guys just kind of keep on breaking the rules. Like when we have people that break the rules, there's no debates, and the stream is just simply unproductive. There's no movement. There's nothing positive being yielded out of it if you guys can't follow the rules. The rules are very, very, very incredibly simple. I've made them as simple as possible so as many people as possible can understand them. You just got to make sure that you're an American, at least 18, and support Trump and be ready and willing to come up here and debate me on why you do. Now, that's pretty simple in theory, but, in application, I guess it's something that a lot of people don't understand. So we're going to move on to the next guest right now. Go ahead and drop a MAGA with your age down below in that chat. We'll get you pulled up here, everybody. So yeah, let me know if you'd like to come up and have a conversation with me. Here we go. All right, the next guest is loading up as we speak, everybody. We're also going to try to get Kai up here. What's going on, Ginger? How old are you?
Touch me.
Goodbye, Ginger. We got Kai loading in as well as we got Alex loading in. Really just trying to find one person to debate. The Trump supporters are scared today. Let me tell you guys, the Trump supporters are scared today. What is going on, Alex? Do you support Trump?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I must have tapped it while I was
No worries, Latrell. Do you support Trump? Latrell isn't even here. What about you, Zane? Are you MAGA?
Yo, Dean, what's good, bro?
And how old are you?
I'm actually 13, but I love you.
I mean, I appreciate that, but we got to follow the rules. I swear, the rules are so simple. Okay, everybody, the rules are so simple. So incredibly simple. I swear to God, the rules, there's only 3. You gotta be an American, you gotta be 18 or older, and you gotta support Trump. Those are the only 3 rules. What's going on, Nate? How old are you?
18.
Okay, what year are you born in?
2007.
Nice. And are you MAGA?
What?
Are you MAGA? Great.
It's good.
This is a great conversation that we're having here today.
It's good.
These are just great conversations that we're having here today, everybody. Woo! Wow, this is awesome. All right, yeah. Let's go. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next guest here, everybody. Looks like Jackson was just saying "quote unquote" touch me, so we're gonna go to kick Jackson and move on. Yeah, I do understand that we did just have a little bit of a lag spike there. I do understand that we had a little bit of a lag spike there. That's all on my computer's end, everybody. That's all on my computer's end. I don't know what's going on with my computer this morning. I updated the operating system, and it's like now I don't have enough CPU room to kind of handle the live stream. So I think I'm gonna need to go out later and like probably get some new hardware for the computer. But the lag should be over now. Okay, we're still just trying to find one Trump supporter to come up here and have a conversation with us, y'all. We're just trying to find one Trump supporter to have a conversation with us. What's going on, Chloe? Do you support Trump?
Hi, Dean.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
Uh, 42.
Okay, obviously you're not 42. So it's been a total of 15 minutes, and in the last 15 minutes, we've not found one person that's following the rules. It's crazy how that works, right? Especially when we have 11.5 thousand people tuned into the stream. That's right, 11.5 thousand people, not one person that's ready and willing to come up here and debate. What's going on, Tommy? Are you MAGA? Okay, well, it looks like Tommy got some stage fright and he left there at the last moment. So we're gonna move on to Harvey. What about that? What about that? I mean, I don't know. What's going on, Harvey? Are you MAGA?
I am.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 21.
21, and what time is it?
It is currently 3:13.
Really, what state are you in?
I am in Denver, Colorado.
Nice, yeah, me too. Okay. Take it away, man. Tell us why you support the man, the myth, the failure, President Trump.
So can we talk about something else real quick before we get to
No,
that?
we actually can't.
No,
Sorry,
no,
man.
it's-
I'm not
it's
going to
really-
allow you to. I'm not going to. Nope, absolutely not. It's been 15 minutes. I've just been trying to find one person to talk to me about why they support Trump. We've had a total of 3 other people that have been willing to talk to me, and all 3 of them wanted to talk about something else. So I'm not going to do
my
that
topic
anymore.
leads to Trump. It's like a part of it. If that's all right.
Yeah, man. Whatever. I just want to be able to determine
This
why
will
you
lead
support
to a
Trump.
productive debate. This will lead to a productive debate. Okay.
So why do you support Trump?
Okay. Well, essentially, I just gotta say, I want to talk about this real quick, just 30 seconds. It's about the No Kings protest specifically. Okay. So there is only one true king, and his name is LeBron James. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay. All right. So why do you support Trump?
Oh, I don't.
No.
Bo Nix is the best quarterback ever, though.
All right, sounds good. So we're going to move on to the next guest now. Everyone just be patient. And honestly, MAGA's terrified of me. I mean, Trump supporters seriously won't come up here and debate. What's going on, Dennis? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I support Trump.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Why do you support the worst president of your life?
Listen, first of all, Cookie King fucking mugs you. Cookie King mugs you. He mugs you. Listen to me. Cookie King mugs you. Do you understand the words I'm saying to you? He mugs you.
Do you know what mugs you?
Who?
Job applications. Every time you've submitted one, it's rejected.
Oh,
I mean,
God, he got me. Oh, God, he got me. He got me, chat.
Yo, when British people like get that heavy inflection, like you would like the yelling, dude, they sound so funny. They sound so funny. We're gonna move on. What's going on, Emma? Do you support Trump? Okay, and Emma's saying, see you later, Dean. How about that? I'll see you later too, Emma. Holy fuck, everybody. So I'm about to crash out, okay? Let me tell you. So if you didn't catch the beginning of the live, then you didn't hear me say that I've been dealing with some sleep insomnia, and I'm not going to do a full 4-hour stream today because I'm so tired. It's like I'm literally like barely operating. And I mean, just the combination of the insomnia and whatever the hell this is, it's about to make me crash out. I'm not gonna lie. It's my patience is being tested. What's going on? Not me. Are you MAGA? Do you support Trump?
Me versus 3 BBC.
Nice. Get the fuck out of here so we can move on to debate. Okay. All right. Yep. 15,000 people, not one
Hello?
person that support. Okay. Are you British?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what?
get out of here. Okay, dude, the 3 rules are so simple. The 3 rules are so simple. Okay, you just gotta be American. You gotta be at least 18, and you gotta support Trump and be willing to come up here and debate me. That's all. That's all, guys. What's up, Adam? Do you support Trump? Okay, Adam's not even here, so we don't even know if he's following the 3 rules or not because he doesn't even want to talk. Man, are we having it rough today, everybody? Do we have it rough today? What's going on, Trey? Howdy. Oh my God! Moving on to Fred. We got Fred loading up, everybody. Just give us a minute to get that next guest up in here. Oh my God. Yeah, what's going on? Do you support Trump?
Hello.
Hi, do you support Trump?
Maybe sometimes. I don't know.
You don't know if you support Trump. Okay, so why did you request up
I'm
onto a
actually
stream?
not American, so.
Great. Yeah. 3 rules. There's only 3. There's only 3. There's only 3. You just got to be an American. You got to be at least 18, and you got to support Trump and be willing to come up here and debate me. Those are the only 3 rules. Hi, and this guy actually might be violating the 4th that we haven't gone over yet. Hi, Maddie. Are you driving?
Okay. I may be driving.
Yeah, that's the fourth rule. We just don't say it out loud because we don't expect anybody to be on their phone tuning into a live stream while they're operating a motor vehicle. All right, moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We're gonna move on to the next guest here. What's going on? Do you support Trump, Q-Man?
Bro, Cookie King fucking mugs you, bro.
Great. Moving on to Christian, everybody. We're gonna go to get that next guest up here. We're going on 20 minutes without a single person willing to debate. What's up? Do you support Trump? Okay, they're leaving as well. It's sweet. Everybody's super fucking nice. Everyone. Yeah, man. This is fun. This is so fun. By the way, I just love this. This is great. Hi, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Great.
And fuck Donald Trump.
Oh,
Fuck
nice.
Donald Trump.
Okay. All right, guys. If we can't follow the rules, I mean, there's just no purpose in the stream. There just isn't. You know. There's no purpose in doing this at all. There's none. If I can't even like have debates with Trump supporters, it's like there's no purpose of the live. So yeah. Moving on to the next guest, Jasmine. Here we go, everybody. Please follow the rules. Please. All right. What's going on, Jasmine? Do you support Trump?
No, sorry.
Okay. Why are you in? Dude, I don't even. Dude. Why, dude? Moving on. Okay. All right. Great. Hi. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
21.
21. And what year were you born in?
2004.
Great. Okay. Maybe this is the first time in my life I'm actually happy to talk to a Trump supporter. Well, Mr. Hayden, take it away. Tell us why you support the man, the myth, the failure, President Trump.
He stands on business.
Okay, so did he stand on business when he implemented tariffs, then reverse them? Did he stand on business when he said that he'd end the war between Russia and Ukraine in the first 24 hours in office? Now we're over 150 days in. It's only gotten worse. Did he stand on business when he bowed the knee to Israel, approving a plan to send missiles into Iran after Israel attacked them in an unprovoked nature?
Okay,
Did he stand
he's
on
not
business
perfect.
in any of those circumstances? I don't think he stood on business in any of those circumstances.
Right.
Or even
So
like
he's
the
not
circumstance
perfect.
where he
What
like
did Biden
called
do,
for
though?
mass deportation and then he like said, actually, no, I'm not going to stand on business. We're actually not going to deport undocumented immigrants.
Well, yeah,
who are
who's
working
going to
really
build the
hard.
patios
But then
and
he, went back to the mass deportation thing. Also, who's going to build the dude? Oh my God. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
what?
Go ahead. So I just gave you like 5 specific examples where Donald Trump has not stood on
And
business.
I said he's not perfect.
Okay, well, yeah, but it directly refutes the claim that you made about how he stands on business.
I just mean, like, this Iran war. What do you think Kamala would have been doing? Probably nothing.
Wait, you think... honestly, I think that doing nothing is better than sending us back into war in the Middle East. Do you disagree? Like, do you wish that Bush did nothing as it related to starting war in Iraq and Afghanistan? Do you wish that we didn't waste trillions of dollars and have thousands of service members die overseas, destabilizing the region, leading to the overthrowing of the governments of countries in the region, which led to authoritarian regimes? Like,
Jesus,
we obviously didn't want that. So why do you want war in the Middle East now?
I don't. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, that's
shit
what Donald
went
Trump is
down,
doing.
Trump would stand on fucking business. Is he?
Yeah,
Is
that's
he?
what he's. Yes, he approved plans for targeted strikes against bunkers in Iran. Okay, we strike their bunkers. That is America declaring war on Iran, and then all of a sudden we're back into war in the Middle East. Yep.
All right. Fuck, I don't know.
Okay, so you don't support that. So you think that's a bad thing. So why do you support Trump, even though he's sending us back into war in the Middle East, which is something you don't like?
Dude, I don't know. I just feel safe with Trump.
Okay, so why do you feel safe with a warmonger? Make that make sense.
I don't know.
Right, you have no clue. So, I mean, is there something that you may have a clue about insofar as why you support Trump?
He just stands on fucking business. That's about it.
Okay, give me an example of him standing on business.
He's got a big red button and he ain't afraid to use it.
Okay, so he's got a big red button and he ain't afraid to use it. So that's rhetoric. I asked you for an example of Donald Trump standing on business that makes you support him.
I don't know.
You have no fucking clue. So in other words, the summation of the totality of your position is that you support Trump and you have absolutely no fucking clue why. You know, I have a really good fucking clue why you shouldn't support him. First and foremost, his economic policy is going to reduce the after-tax income for 80% of Americans. Second and third, he's an adjudicated rapist and a 34-count felon. Fourth, he's admitted to perving on underage naked teenage girls. Fifth, he's going to send us back into war with the Middle East. I mean, 6, he advocated for Roe v. Wade to overturn, which has directly entailed 66 million human rights violations for American women and girls. So, I mean, those are 6 really compelling reasons that you shouldn't support Trump.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just a dumbass, and you obviously know your shit, so.
All right, well, you don't have an argument, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Okay. All right, everybody, maybe I need to drink some water. I think I need to tone it down a little bit. I'm going to have, okay, wow. Honestly, everybody, today's going to be a challenge for me. I'm not going to lie, because like I was telling you, I got some pretty crazy sleep insomnia today. I'm very, very tired. I need to tone it down and like find a happy medium. I need to tone it down a little bit. The insomnia is making it a little bit harder for me to keep my cool here, but I'm gonna try my best. Let's see if we could be peaceful, nice Dean in this next conversation. What is going on, Jack? Welcome into the stream. Kumbaya, brother. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Phenomenal, man. And how old are you, Jack?
20.
20. Phenomenal. Well, Mr. Jack, go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you support President Trump.
Just put the fries in the bag, Dean.
Put the fries in the bag. Okay, so do you want to tell us why you support Trump, Jack? That was a funny joke. That was great.
You're just a fry bagger.
Yeah, right. That's really funny, Jack. So why do you support Trump? Okay, well, everybody watching it, Jack didn't want to talk to us, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We're going to go and move on to the next guest. That's right. Let's go to get that next guest of it. If you're in that queue, make sure that you're from America, at least 18 years old, and you support Donald J. Trump. So he did leave. I don't want to accuse him of running. Maybe his phone died or his internet disconnected. So we're going to go to move on to the next guest. We got Mr. Betts UFC loading into the live. Here we go, everybody. Let's go to get that next guest up here. What is going on, Mr. Betts?
Dean's a cock. Dean's a cock. Dean's a cock.
I have a feeling that you're going to leave and run away, right? Like a beta male, correct? And that feeling proved correct. That feeling proved correct, everybody. Look at that. I have a crystal ball in my hand. Now, you guys can't see the crystal ball, but I can. And through the crystal ball in my hand, I could see the future. That's right. That's right. These beta males are so fucking predictable. No, truly. Moving on to the next guest here, everybody. It looks like we have a lot of emotional little boys that just kind of come up here and air their grievances. Jesus Christ, get a therapist. Don't take it out on me, please. You're wasting my time and the time of the 20,000 people watching. Everyone, give us a minute to get that next guest up in here. What is going on?
You mind?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Keegan. But we are just looking to debate Trump supporters, so we're going to go and move on to the next guest. Here we go, y'all. Everybody, just do be patient. We got Fire Gun loading up. And while we do, yo, Jay, thank you so much for the $125 super chat over on YouTube. Jesus Christ, man. I really appreciate you for the love, guys. Let's get over 1,000 JWs down below in the chat for the $125,000 donation. That is incredibly kind. Thank you, Jay. They say, I'm so sorry about these idiots who get their kicks by ignoring your rules. You don't deserve that kind of disrespect. I was going to talk about something else, but we'll save it for next time. Stay strong, my friend. It's what you do best. Jay, I really appreciate that. That is so incredibly kind, guys. Please show some love to Jay down below, as well as it's good to have you in here with us again, as well as Veteran. Thank you so much for the $50 super chat. I really appreciate that, and I did read your message there, and in a part I do agree. So, guys, let's get 500 Veteran Ws and 1,000 JWs down below in that chat while we hop into this next debate. What is going on, Fire Gun? Are you MAGA? Do you support Trump? All right, great. And they're not even here, everybody. It looks like they just left. So how about this? It is incredibly hard for us to find Trump supporters that are ready and willing to come up here and have debates with me. So I'm going to ask all of the liberals just for one moment to stop typing in the chat. And for all of the Trump supporters that are from America, at least 18, and they want to come up and debate me, go ahead and type MAGA accompanied by your age, and I'm going to start inviting you up from the chat. And maybe let's see if we could do that to get the next debate underway. It is crazy to me that we have 20,000 people in the TikTok live stream right now, and it is seriously so incredibly difficult for us to find one person to debate. MAGA is scared. They're losing the momentum, and there's not many of them left. Let me tell you. James, what is going on, man? Do you support Trump?
Dean, it's not 3 weeks until Tuesday, but
4 weeks. 4 weeks now. 4 weeks, James. Pop off. Moving on to Daniel. Here we go, everybody. Don't worry about that. Let's see here. Stacy, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal.
Hey, winners.
What's going on, Daniel? You support Trump?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, they left. So we're going to move on to the next guest. We got user loading up. But guys, please show some love to Stacy down below in the comment section for the $20. I really appreciate you so much for that love. What is going on, user? Do you support Trump? Are you MAGA?
Yes.
Okay, how old are you?
61.
Cool, man. Well, let's go ahead and hop and do a debate here. Before we do, I would like to thank Marina for the $50 over at Venmo, though. Let's get 500.
Nobody's sending me money. Come on, don't be a clown.
Yeah, Maria just donated me $50 on Venmo. Could I
send it to me?
Why would I send it to you? Are you like a crazy communist asking for a free handout?
No, I just don't believe you got the money. And if you did, you should send me some.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yes. So Maria did indeed donate.
Trying to distract the debate with you take it. Don't. That's rude. Don't thank the money people during my appearance.
Oh, okay. Well, buddy, the debate hasn't even started yet. And I typically thank the donors in between the conversations. Their conversation hasn't started yet. So
you haven't had any conversation yet. Everyone's been trolling you with the fry bag and the biggie bag and mocking you.
Right. Audrey, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. And once again, Marina, thank you for the 50. And then Elsa with the $10 as well.
Why you trying to be Parker or Parker trying to be Dean?
What was first, the chicken or the egg? Is Parker trying to be Dean or is Dean trying to be Parker? Did the chicken come first or did the egg come first? You never know.
No, I'm just going to tell you my thing. The reason you lost is because the DNC tried to give us a nominee that wasn't even elected. Like, that's what happened. And so you're all wasting your time with this divide and conquer thing of hate. You hate Trump so much you don't even enjoy your life. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Oldman, why don't you go and tell us why you support Trump? After I thank Kyler for the $15 donation over on Venmo, I really appreciate you for the love, Kyler. Show some love to Kyler down below in that chat. But take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
I support Trump by default because the Democrats tried to railroad me a candidate twice, Hillary and Kamala.
Wait, I have a question.
Bernie should have been the nominee.
Are you a registered Republican or Democrat?
I'm a registered Democrat who voted for Trump this time.
Okay, so do you think
that made a red wave? We made a red wave.
So let me ask you a question. Who here do you think would have had better material outcomes for America? Kamala Harris or Trump?
Not Kamala. She wasn't elected.
That's communism. Oh, that's communism.
No, you don't want a king, but you tried to give you a queen.
Okay, well, I'll respond to that. But before I do, let me ask you, what is communism? Can you define that silly little word?
The economic system.
Too legit. Thank you for the galaxy. Okay, can you give me a little bit more of an in-depth explanation, or is that all you know?
Yeah, no, I'm not into politics, man.
Okay,
I'm into being happy.
Great. Well, so communism, real quick, is a stateless, classless, moneyless society. So when you say that Kamala Harris
that's not true.
It is true. So when you say that Kamala Harris is communist, you just sound completely you're just gibberating. It's completely incoherent.
No, I'm the only one who said anything.
Because you equated. I'm going to go to put you on mute while I'm talking. You equated Kamala Harris to a queen, and then you equated Kamala Harris to being a communist. Under communism, there's no queen because there's no state. So, let's not get distracted by this guy's idiocracy. But I'm going to go to respond to what you said about her. So I would like to clarify that Kamala Harris actually did follow the rules and regulations of both the DNC and the RNC since they're identical. She was nominated by over half of the delegates, meaning that she got the official placement for the ticket for the Democratic Party. And it's also important to keep in mind that the primary processes of the DNC and the RNC are not a fixture of our government or our democracy, but they're rather private political parties. You could literally start one tomorrow yourself. What mattered was the general election that was a fixture of our democracy, in which you had the civil right to vote for whomever you wanted, regardless if that was Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, or even yourself via a write-in. So now that we've got your gibberish out of the way, your pure gibberish, let's have a conversation about why you think that Donald Trump is good for America. So without referencing the Democrats, because I know that's like what you like to do, go ahead and give us one good reason why you like Trump, why you think he's good for this country.
At least he's honest about that he's going to serve the corporations.
At least he's honest, sir. At least he's honest. He told over 30,000 confirmed lies during his first term and telling the biggest lie that any sitting president has ever told with his denial of the outcome of the 2020 election. And it's not fake news. You could look it up and read every single one of them.
It is fake news because just because you won in court means you bought the judge. You know what I mean? What? It's like just because it couldn't prove it in court, you don't think the elections are rigged? All the elections are rigged.
Oh, jeez.
He was rigged the first time.
Oh,
he was shocked. He was shocked that he won.
This guy's lost it. This guy's lost it. Okay. Wow. Yeah, this guy's really lost it. Guys, is it even worth a conversation with this?
Dean.
I mean, there's obviously no debate here. It's just like gibberish.
Double stack Coke and fries. saucy nuggets.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to go ahead and kick the old man and move on to the next guest. Hopefully, we could find somebody with at least 5 brain cells. Wow, the guests today have been terrible. While we're loading the next guest up, I'd like to thank Alexander for the $10 over on Venmo, saying love what you do. I appreciate that, Alexander. Huge shout out to you. As well as Sandra, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo, saying keep up the great work. I appreciate that. Shout out to you, Sandra. Then Carly with a 5. And Kristen, thank you for the $50 donation over on Venmo. That is Kristyn. Thank you so much for the love. That is so incredibly kind. All the love to you, Kristen. Show some love to her down below in that chat. What is going on, Lane? Do you support Trump? All right, we're going to go to countdown from 5. Okay, all right. It doesn't look like Lane is with us, so we're going to move on to Edward. If you happen to be one of the 16.8 thousand people watching the live stream right now, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen, y'all. What is going on, Edward? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. I voted for Trump.
I man.
And
man.
yeah, I just want to say one thing. I'm glad we won. We won. Over half of America.
That's not true.
Trump. We won.
That's not true.
Yeah, we thank God we won.
Okay. Well, I'm going to clarify your claim that over half of America voted for Trump. That's not true.
Okay, well, we won. So, first of all, I would like to say...
Listen, I agree that Trump won the election, but I disagree that Trump got voted in by over half of the individuals in this country. So, he got 49.9% of the vote. Half would be 50 or above, so that's not true.
He got 80 million votes, bro.
Okay, but that doesn't equate to half of the country. How many Americans are there?
300 million.
Okay, so what's half of 300 million?
Well, they're not all on our... There's 2 teams here, right? Democrat and Republican.
What's half of 300 million, sir?
I'm saying half of America, half of the Republicans.
Okay, so half of 300 million people is how many people?
Bro, come on, man.
Do you not know how to divide 300 by 2?
Well, we beat you guys.
No fucking shot. You don't know how to divide 300 by 2. Are you kidding me?
Well, why would I have to answer that when it's a stupid question?
It is a stupid question in the pretense that maybe a first grader could answer it, and the fact that you can't is incredibly alarming.
I'm not going to answer your stupid question. Okay. We all know 300 divided by 2 is 150. We're not.
There you go. You read the chat. So half of America would be 150 million people.
Chat. I'm not reading the chat. I'm talking to you.
Right. So take it away, man. Tell us why you support Trump. And honestly, Edward, I'd appreciate it if you could just tone down on the rage bait. I didn't sleep much last night, and y'all are pissing me the fuck off because so far every guest that has joined this stream has just absolutely sucked.
Okay. All right. What do you want to know?
Yeah, I want to know why you support Trump.
Oh, okay. Because how about he created 7 million new jobs as a president? How about he had the unemployment rate down to 3.5% in 50 years, bro? Mm-hmm. He signed the one of the biggest tax and jobs act thing in history.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
He's done so many things for the American people. He's created so many jobs. How would you want me to go on and on and on?
So we'll start there. So you made 3 claims there. The first claim that you made there was that he created 7 million new jobs. The second claim is that he caused the lowest level of employment in 50 years. And then the third claim was largest tax cuts in history. So we're going to go one by one. Let's break it down. First and foremost, how did Donald Trump create 7 million new jobs?
Because, dude, he saved us. He saved us. You guys, it's facts.
Okay, so is your argument that it happened under his administration, therefore he caused it? Because when we look at what happened under his administration as a whole, there's actually a total net loss in jobs under his first term. So even like what you're saying here isn't true.
The only reason I'm going live with you right now is because I'm tired of us being called racist. I'm tired of us being called, you guys call us mega whatever you think we are, but we're not. We just care about our country and our people here.
So what's the response to the argument that I just gave you? None. Okay. Well, how about we talk about the second point? So how did he cause the 3.5% 50-year record low level of unemployment? How did he do that one, Edward?
He did it. He did it. He created over 7 million new jobs. And
the question is, how did he do it? What did he do to
him
cause
and his team did it. I don't know the answer. I don't know how he did it, but he just did it.
Okay, is your argument that because he was president while it happened, he's responsible for it happening?
He's responsible for a lot of good things that's happened in America.
I just, please answer my question. Please. Is your argument that because Donald Trump was president, when we had that 50-year record low level of unemployment, he's responsible for it happening? Is that your argument? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, he was also president when we had the 100-year high level of unemployment in April of 2020 at 14.8%. Your logic would tell us that he's also responsible for that.
What?
Yeah, I'm live with like 16,000 people right now, babe. Hold on. Put my food over there. I'll eat it in a
So
minute.
do you agree that like you think that Donald Trump caused a 50-year record low level of unemployment? He also caused a 100-year high?
Yeah, it's facts, man.
Wait, so you think it's a fact that he caused the highest level of unemployment since the Great Depression?
The
And
lowest
that
level.
No.
The lowest
April.
level.
Listen to what I'm saying.
The lowest level in history, 3.5%.
Oh my goodness Christ! I need you to listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. What I'm saying is not difficult. What I'm saying is not complex. I just can't even believe this nonsense. This is astoundingly stupid. Okay, your argument is that because he was president when we had that record low 3.5% level of unemployment, that therefore he's responsible for it just because he was president when it happened. Well, he was also president when we had the record high 14.8% level of unemployment, the highest level of unemployment since the Great Depression 100 years ago. Your logic would tell us that he was also responsible for that happening. Do you agree?
No.
Okay, so why do you think he caused the low level of unemployment, but not the high level of unemployment?
Because before he came in, unemployment was through the roof, and America was looking bad. And when he came into office, he created. You know what he did? He signed the biggest.
This guy's not even fucking. This guy's not even sentient. This guy's like not even sentient. Why do we keep getting these guys that just sentiently are?
I just came on here to say I hope we all get along.
Okay, real quick. How many continents are there?
There's
right.
10.
Right. Yeah, there is. There's 10 continents, sir. You hit the nail on its head. That's right. How about this? Can you name?
I just know that.
Can you name one policy that communist Kamala Harris ran on that you thought was going to destroy this country?
Yeah, them trying to let men play in women's sports.
Okay, so I know when you say that, what you mean is trans women, not men. So trans women aren't men, but she actually ran on no policy that was designed for trans people.
Well, they did a bunch of things to try to hurt America, bro.
Right, so then answer the question. What is a policy she ran on, right, that was going to destroy this country?
I don't know.
Right.
It's
right.
Yeah.
How about this? Can you name a policy that Donald Trump ran on that was going to rebuild this country into the best country that's ever existed?
Yeah, he created a lot of new jobs, man.
It's not the name of a policy that he ran on.
He helped a lot of big businesses out. Which is essential to our economy.
Great. I'm asking you to name one of his policies.
I don't know them off the top of my head.
Okay, great. So what we know so far is you don't know Donald Trump's policies that are good, and you don't know Kamala Harris's policies that are bad. So I have a question. Is there literally anything that you do know? Okay, because you also didn't know how he caused the 7 million new jobs. You didn't know how he caused the 3.5% level of unemployment. In fact, I don't think that you've been able to tell me anything that you do know since you've joined the live.
Okay. All right.
So what's something that you do know?
I know I voted for Trump, and I know we're doing a lot better with our border security and everybody that's coming in here killing innocent girls and everything else. So that's why. I mean, I'm not smart like you when it comes to politics, but I voted for this man for the safety of our country.
All right. I have a question. Are you a natural U.S.-born citizen?
Yep.
You are 2.5 times more likely to kill an innocent girl or to commit a violent crime than any undocumented immigrant in this country.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I just wish we'd all get along one day. You have a great day, buddy.
Do you think that we should deport you first because you're statistically speaking more likely to kill innocent girls than undocumented immigrants? Should we lock you up? Should we put you in the Center for Terrorists in El Salvador?
Maybe we should put you there.
Why should we put me there? What?
Maybe you. What if you do?
Why would I be in CCOT? I think you should go to CCOT.
No, I think you should.
Okay, why?
Because you're telling me I should. So I think you should.
With the galaxy. So the reason why I'm telling you that you should be in CCOT is because you think that's where undocumented immigrants deserve to be since they're killing little girls. But natural U.S.-born citizens are statistically speaking 2.5 times more likely to do that, and you're a natural U.S.-born citizen.
Okay, well, I'm glad you know all the policies and everything else. You're a pretty smart guy, but I'm going to be voting for Republican and something next time.
That wasn't even a policy. That was like, what do you, a policy is like a bill passed through Congress or like an executive order signed into law. I just gave you, right, like a statistic from like an organization that's been tracking crime rates of citizens compared to non-citizens. That wasn't a policy.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, no, the last thing I guess I'll tell you is that you're a fucking idiot. Sorry, Edward. I mean, listen, man.
Thank you.
Of course. We're going to go to move on to the next guest, everybody. Let's go to get that next guest up in the box. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Trump. Where are these people coming from? Where are they coming from? Yo, today is like, oh my God, these motherfuckers suck, dude. Also, we got a little bit of a restriction on the live. Apparently, I can't say VENMO or PP anymore. I can't say that. I can't say those words because it gives us a restriction because TikTok thinks that we're sending people off app or some dumb shit like that. What's going on, Robert? Do you support Trump?
I can't figure out how to leave, but I'm currently...
No worries, man. I'll help you out. We're going to move on to the next guest. Before we do, there's a handful of people that I would like to thank here. Yo, Monica, thank you so much for the $40 over on the V, saying, hey, fairly new here. Don't forget to drink some water, Dean. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be drinking water all day. Thank you for the $40, Monica. Everybody watching, show some love to Monica down below in that chat right now. I'd also like to show some love to Sophie for the $10, Morgan with the $10, and Kristen with another $50 over on Venmo, saying, because that guest was the biggest idiot. Dude, these people suck today, Kristen. But show some more love to Christian and Monica down below in that chat. I really, 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 really appreciate you guys. As well as Blair, thank you for the 10, and Brittany with the 5. You guys are so incredibly kind, and thank you so much for the love over on VENMO. What is going on, Andrew? Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir, I do.
And you are a fetus, so we are going to go ahead and move on. We might also end up doing a restart on the stream. I guess we'll have to see, just because we got that restriction. But we still have 15K people in here, so I don't think we're anywhere near a restart. So, yeah, we're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go, guys. Miko, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal for the fake money. Shout out to Miko. Jordan with the $5 saying thank you for your service. I appreciate that. And then Rebecca, thank you for the $25 over on PayPal saying great job exposing shitty Americans and changing hearts. I appreciate that, Rebecca. Let's get 250 Rebecca W's down below in that chat while we get that next Trump supporter to load up into the live right now, as well as, oh my God, Alessandra. It is so good to see you in here with us today again. Alessandra with the $60 donation over on PP. Thank you for the love, Alessandra. Alessandra says, you go, Dean. You go, Alessandra. I love you so much. Thank you so much for the $60. God damn, you guys are being so kind today. Show some love to Alessandra down below in that chat. What is going on, Joey? Are you MAGA? Do you support Trump?
What?
Do you support Trump?
What?
Okay, well, obviously Joey heard me, so he's saying that, I don't know, like joke or something. So we're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go. Everybody, we got Eric loading in. What is up, Eric? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. How you doing, Dean?
You know, Eric, I've been better. Man. But tell us. Yep. Tell us. Why do you support Trump?
So, real quick, I'm going to let you know my phone is a little sketchy where I'm at with service. So, if I pop out, bear with me. It's been coming right back.
No worries.
But can I...
Oh, there it goes. Fuck. Eric was not lying. Sorry, Eric. I had to kick you, man. You were not lying about the terrible connection. I like how he called it. He did call it. Sorry, Eric, buddy. I had to kick you. What's up, Blaine? Do you support Trump?
This time I have no's, but yes. So first.
Oh, yeah, we talked yesterday. Lauren, thank you for the $10 over on V for the 10 continents. Appreciate you for the love, Lauren, as well as Amber with the $5 for the PP and the V. Oh, Jesus Christ. I should have better thought that went through. As well as Cindy with the $15 over on V for the 10 continents. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you, Lauren, Amber, and Sydney. You guys are awesome. What's going on, Thumb? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 18.
All right. Do you have any like type of Bluetooth device connected?
Yeah, should I take it off?
Yeah, if you could take that one off for me, that would be great.
Give me 2 seconds.
No worries, man. While you're doing that, real quick, I'd like to thank Julie for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. I read your message there. That is awesome, Julie. Thank you so much. As well as Mariah with the $300 NOK dollars. And let's see here, Carl with the $10. I appreciate you guys. So take it away. Why do you support Trump?
I think I kind of want to have a narrow focus, but the biggest reason I think that I support Trump is because of debt and energy.
Okay, so as it relates to debt, he's putting us into a lot of debt right now, more debt than what Kamala Harris would have put us in. I mean, the CBO tells us that all of Trump's policy will cost him an estimated total of $10 through $15 trillion. They estimated hers to cost around 6 through 8. Then even if we examine his first term compared to Biden and Harris in the last 4, he spent $8.4 trillion, they spent $4.6 trillion. So Trump is pretty damn bad for the debt.
I think Biden's spending was more. I also think Trump's was exaggerated due to COVID. You know, that pandemic spending was pretty high.
Okay.
And I don't think the Democrats have a plan to address the debt as good as Trump's. I think that
I wanted to address the first thing you said. You said that Biden spent more. That's not true. And then the second...
Oh, no, I didn't say Biden spent more than Trump. I think Biden spent more than you said.
No,
Let
so
me
this
see.
is coming from the coming from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. They tell us that Trump spent 8.6 and Biden spent 4.6. And if we account for COVID-related expenditure, Donald Trump spent $4.8 trillion in non-COVID-related expenditure. Meanwhile, the Biden-Harris administration only spent 2.2. So it is the case that yes, Donald Trump spent significantly more in both COVID and non-COVID-related expenditure in his first term compared to Biden and Harris.
Okay, so yeah, he did spend more. He also had a reason to spend more. I do think that there was a lot of pressure there, but I also think that he has a better plan to take us out of the debt. I know Doge didn't go incredibly well the way that we wanted it to, but it was at least, you know, good intent. And I didn't hear Kamala talk a lot about how she was going to cut spending. Yeah. Right now we're spending 18% of, you know, the total federal budget on debt, and that's only going to continue to grow. If we don't, you know, make that our number one priority, all these, you know, social benefits that you're fighting for aren't going to be an option at all if we're using all our money to pay down our debt. This has to be our highest concern. Okay. And I just don't think that the Democrats address that to people as well as, you know, Trump did.
So even when we account for Doge, Trump is still spending more. And that's kind of why Elon hates him, right? So, I mean, Elon was able to cut like what, $120 billion in the first 150 days, right? Mm-hmm. Then Donald Trump was pushing the BBB through Congress that would spend an estimated $4 trillion, wiping out every dollar cut by Doge. Listen to what I'm saying. Every dollar cut by Doge and twice as much as every penny spent under the Biden-Harris administration on non-COVID related expenditure. Like Kamala Harris without Doge was better for the debt than Donald Trump with Doge because he thinks that our pockets are so incredibly deep and he wants to spend a lot of money, right? So I want to ask you about the first thing that you said there is that he had good reason to spend more. So I don't get this argument because you're telling us that the national debt should be our biggest concern, but then you're gonna willingly support the person that's worse for it because apparently he has good reason to be worse for it. Okay. Go ahead and explain that to me. How can you act as if you care about the debt so much while then intentionally advocating for the president that is spending the most we've seen out of any presidency in modern American history? And what would the good reason for his expenditure be?
Well, I would first off like to say that, you know, while I do support Trump, he's definitely not my favorite. I don't like the way he acts, the way he carries himself, or, you know, even the way he addresses other people. But in my way of saying he had good reason, I'm more talking about you know, that COVID spending, and I'm not a fan of the BBB.
I'm sorry, I got to interrupt, man, because remember, if you were listening to what I said, even if we ignore COVID-related expenditure, Donald Trump still spent more than every penny spent by Biden and Harris, including COVID expenditure. So there was $4.8 trillion in non-COVID-related expenditure in Trump's first term, and there's only $2.2 trillion in non-COVID-related expenditure under Biden and Harris's first term.
Okay, but how much did he add to the debt?
I just told you. That's the amount of debt that he signed into law. What the hell? Wait, what is going on? Whoa! Like the last sentence that came out of my mouth was me telling you how much he added to the debt, and then the first sentence coming out of your mouth in response is how much did he add to the debt? Make it make sense.
Okay. Look, I do think that there will be, you know, I think he'll handle the debt better. I think we've already raised a ton of money from, you know, the gold card. I think the tariffs have provided $150 billion already. And, you know, early on the stream, you talked about like that one guy was like, oh, Trump stands on business and he was talking about.
Before we move on, can we just agree that he wants to spend more money?
What do you mean he wants to spend more money?
He spent significantly more in his first term, and he's spending significantly more right now than what would have been spent if Kamala Harris was elected. Can we just start there?
I don't think I would agree with you in saying that Kamala would be spending less than Trump.
Okay, so my source for that is going to be the Congressional Budget Office. Okay.
Well, how can you have a source for that if Kamala hasn't had a chance. That's speculation.
Because we knew the policy that she ran on. It's not speculative to do an economic analysis of the policy included within her platform. And if you want to say it's speculative, even though we know what her policy is, just because she never got a chance to sign it into law, well, Donald Trump hasn't signed any expenditure into law quite yet because the BBB hasn't passed. So any claim that you'd make about how good or bad Donald Trump is for the debt would also be speculative. All right. Obviously, these conversations are going to be justified speculation based upon the numbers and based upon projected economic performance using algorithms that we know are reliable. So I mean, like, seriously, man, like, come on, keep up. But maybe we need to start at a little bit more of a simpler claim. Do you accept or reject the claim that Donald Trump spent significantly more than the Biden-Harris administration in his first term?
I mean, look, I'm not going to go against numbers, sure, but I also think that...
Okay, so just yes or no? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so Trump spent more than Biden and Harris in his first term. We know that. About the second term, his policy was significantly more expensive than Kamala Harris's. All right? This is according to the Congressional Budget Office, and we could even do the examination on our own. Right? Because Donald Trump's BBB, for instance, is estimated to cost $4 trillion. Okay, Kamala Harris, on the other end, her economic policy was estimated to cost in total $2.6 trillion, as well as it was self-sufficient because she also advocated for increasing the corporate tax rate by 7%, which the Treasury estimated would have raised $1.7 trillion in 10 years. She also wanted to give Medicare and Medicaid a greater renegotiating ability with private pharmaceutical companies, which would have saved our government an estimated $500 billion in the next 10 years. So Donald Trump's policy costs more, and he doesn't know how he's going to pay for it. Kamala Harris's policy costs less, and she did know how she was going to pay for it. So if you cared about what our government was spending money on and how much they were spending, Kamala Harris would have been the very obvious option.
See, I don't agree with you on that. I think that there's more than one way to get out of debt, and I think Trump is going to grow us out of our debt. We have two options. You can either, cut your spending a lot, and I don't think Trump's had a fair enough of a chance to cut that yet, and he is in the Congress is not in as on Trump's side as much as people think. That's why, the no kings thing, he can't even get stuff past his own side when it comes to cutting, except for, given a few Republicans such as Rand Paul. And he has shown that...
What does he want to cut?
I mean, benefits.
Oh, like food stamps?
Yeah, for people that don't have a job.
Yeah. This is just a great plan here. Yeah, let's cut social benefits for low-income earners, but then let's also make them disproportionately spend more on the bare necessities to live because they'll be spending a greater proportion of their income on those bare necessities to live, meaning that they'll be disproportionately impacted by those tariffs, as well as let's reduce their after-tax income with the BBB. According to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, it's going to reduce the after-tax income of 80% of Americans. So I just want to clarify, everything that you're advocating for right now is a triple whammy on low-income Americans. The first leg of the triple whammy is you saying that you support Donald Trump raising government revenue through his tariffs, even though, as I just explained, that is a regressive tax on poor people. The second leg of the triple whammy is you saying that you support him saving money by cutting benefits like food stamps instead of cutting things like military expenditure, and which regressively disproportionately impacts low-income Americans. And then the third leg of your whammy is, well, let's spend a $4 trillion of new spending on the BBB, even though it's going to reduce the after-tax income for every American making below $120,000 per year. So in other words, you support him even though he's going to be more costly for government expenditure and debt. Nothing that he will increase or save from what we're already spending will amount or even account for the trillions and trillions of dollars that he wants to spend. Keep in mind the CBO estimates $10 through $15 trillion. And then you want to just make life significantly harder on poor people. Yeah, you really suck, man.
No, here's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people, and I know this from firsthand experiences, that are 100% leaving off the government. I'm not saying that if you have kids and you can't support yourself, that there shouldn't be government assistance. I think there should be. I also think there are people that take advantage of the system, are fully capable of working, and don't work. I know people like that myself, where they are fully capable of living by themselves and they choose not to do that. I think that is stealing from people. That's stealing from you. That's stealing from me. I don't think that's okay, and I think that should be cut, and I think there should be
Okay, so I just want to clarify that your position is our government should be in more debt, but we should also cut food stamps to poor people.
If you cut food stamps, I'd hope you get out of the debt. I also think that there's a way to grow ourselves out.
You understand that even if we would consider his cuts to food stamps, he's still going to put us into more debt compared to what Kamala Harris would have. Okay, cutting food stamps isn't going to account for $10 to $15 trillion.
Well, it's not just food stamps, and I do
Okay,
think
so
that there's
so then what else is it?
I mean housing.
Cutting housing?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you mean?
The government assisted housing.
Like Section 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you.
So we should cut food stamps in Section 8 to fund a $4 trillion bill that only helps the top 20% of income earners in this country. So you think we should take from the poor and give to the rich?
Well, you're talking as if I've come out in support of the big beautiful bill, which I absolutely.
You're supporting Donald Trump as president in his economic policy and his policy as it relates to cutting expenditure and spending more money. So yeah, in other words, you think that we should cut food stamps in Section 8 to like kind of cover, but not totally cover the $4 trillion big beautiful bill that is only going to help top 20% of income earners and actually make life more difficult on the bottom 80%. So we need to get rid of food stamps, get rid of Section 8, so get rid of these social benefits that make our country better, that increase the economic mobility for the average American, which does have a positive ROI if you knew your economics, as well as we need to pass this bill that's going to take $2,200 away from the bottom 20% of income earners in this country, according to the CBPP. You're just an absolute train wreck, complete disaster. You just want to give a quadruple whammy to poor people, make them pay more because of tariffs, take away their benefits, take away their food stamps, take away their Section 8, and then tax them an additional $2,200 per year, and then balloon our debt and deficit to fund a $4 trillion bill to give the top 1%ers an additional $25,000 per year. You're taking money from the poor and you're giving to the rich. Not only is this immoral for very, very obvious reasons that anybody with a brain would see, but it's also pragmatically regressive to the success of the American economy. Okay, when we destabilize these social safety nets, it makes it harder for people to bypass barriers to larger incomes, meaning that there'll be less economic mobility, meaning that our consumers will have a lower average GDP per capita, meaning that they'll be less confident and spend less in the markets, meaning that the totality of the economy will be destabilized and less efficient, meaning that GDP growth will slow and so will government revenue.
Dean, when you say that people are going to spend less because they have less benefits, you're essentially saying that you want people to spend the government's money to increase the GDP.
If you were listening to what I said, that's not even what I said. Social benefits such as EBT, food stamps, or Section 8, these social benefits provide citizens with a higher level of economic mobility, meaning that it's easier for people to scale their income and make more in the economy. If you look at the economic mobility of like Nordic countries compared to America, what you'll see is that it's easier for people to scale their income because of those social safety nets.
Here, Dean, let me say one last thing. I'll let you say one last thing, and I want to
wait. One last thing. This debate's not over, buddy. You still have to explain why you support the candidate that wants to spend more money and balloon our debt just to take money from the poor and give it to the rich.
Okay, let me talk. Okay, here's what I think will happen. I think that if you are fully capable adult and you can work, then if you don't have a job, I don't think you should get benefits. And if you get a job and you still need the money, then there should be benefits available. But if you are fully capable of work and you don't work, you are just living off other people. I think tariffs are going to bring back, I think it's going to bring back manufacturing to this country. And you already saw that happen. Like, look at that car plant that was going to go up in Mexico. That is undeniable that stopped and it moved to, I don't exactly remember what state, if it's Indiana or Michigan, because of these tariffs. That is bringing back manufacturing to our country. And that will create jobs that will...
What tariff is bringing manufacturing into America?
Automotive tariffs.
Which ones?
I mean, I can't get too specific, but there are 100% tariffs that went on Mexico in terms of...
We have our tariffs on Mexico are paused. They're not implemented.
Well, they weren't paused. Okay,
they were active for 10 days. Sir, how long does it take to build a factory in any given country to produce a good?
And this is where I'm going into like the
art. No. Thumbtack. How long does it take to build a manufacturing plant?
It takes years, Dean. But let me tell you.
No. Shut up. It takes no. It takes 4 to 6 years, and it costs millions or billions of dollars. Okay, right? Companies will only move their production plants into America because of tariffs if they have some level of confidence and reliability that those tariffs are there to stay in the long term. Okay, but if those tariffs are temporary, then they have absolutely no incentive to move their manufacturing plants into our country. Okay, and because we only had our tariffs on countries like Mexico and Canada for literally 10 days, that didn't even give enough time for the executives of these big manufacturers to meet to discuss the possibility of moving their production plants into America. Okay, by the time the order hit the desks of the execs to meet to discuss it, the tariffs were already gone. So no, Donald Trump's tariffs have not incentivized more manufacturers to move into this country, sir.
I want to ask you a yes or no. Did that manufacturing plant move to the United States from Mexico?
What manufacturing plant?
Oh my! Don't make me look up the actual names.
So wait, I'm just supposed to take your fucking word for it?
No, okay. I'm pretty sure you've seen this happen, but we can look it up if you give me 5 seconds. I just don't want to waste your time.
Okay. Do you have anything to say about what I just said about how companies will only move their manufacturing into America because of tariffs if they have confidence that they're there to stay?
Yeah, that is true, and
Did those companies have confidence that the tariffs were there to stay? Keep in mind, they're already gone.
Well, they obviously had enough to move it. Another thing I want to say is,
wait, are you saying that they moved a production plant in 10 days?
No, they canceled their plans, and it wasn't in 10 days. It was once Trump got.
Wait. So they canceled their plans to build the plant?
Yeah.
Okay, so whoa. You're trying to say that Donald Trump is good for the economy because companies are canceling their plans to build manufacturing plants in America?
Manufacturing plants that are outside of the country, yes.
They're canceling their plans to build more things in this country, and that's good for the American economy. Really?
Wait, one second, Dean. I was distracted. Right here. This is the Detroit News. GM plans $4 billion push to move production from Mexico to the United States.
Okay, it doesn't even matter anymore because they canceled their plans.
No, they didn't. This says nothing about.
You just said that they did.
No, I never. I said they canceled their plans in Mexico to come to the United States.
To come to the United States, and how do you know that this has anything to do with Trump's policy?
Well, it's not that hard to put 2 and 2 together. This happened June 10th after the election.
What's the 2 and the 2? Could you do it for me?
If we have tariffs from producing things in Mexico and sold in the United States, and coincidentally, just months after Trump got elected,
wait. In June, the tariffs were already gone. You can't say that the tariffs incentivized them to move the manufacturing plants to America.
Okay,
if
so
they
they
launched that plan in June after the tariffs were already gone.
So they just magically decided to, get not produced in Mexico instead in the United States?
There was probably about 1 billion and one factors. Economies are living and breathing, and we see moves made by companies to maximize their profits every single year. Like, what are we talking about here? Yeah, they magically made that decision based upon probably 1 billion and one economic variables that we don't have access to. But I mean, if your overwhelming claim is that the Donald Trump administration incentivized more investment into domestic production, then you're dead wrong, right? Because we actually saw stagnation in investment into American production when he won the election and in the first quarter of 2025.
Oh, well, let's look at what happened in the Middle East. Look how much money they just pledged to invest in the United States. Look at what Apple rolled out. Apple rolled out a ton of investment to the United States, more than we've ever seen.
Really, that's actually not true. So we saw more in 2020 when Joe Biden won the election, and we saw more in 2016 when Trump won his first term. But they've actually never pulled through with any of these promises. But if we take a look at this graph that I'll show on the screen, I just have to be able to find it. There it is. This is going to be coming from the Fed, Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. This is tracking real investment into American manufacturing. What we saw under the totality of the Biden-Harris administration was a boom! But then the moment Donald Trump won the election and we went into the first quarter of this year, we saw it stagnate. Right? So Donald Trump is doing his best to highlight the wins as it relates to investment in American manufacturing, right? And that's because he's taking so many losses. I mean, it went stagnant for the first time in 4 years because he's so damn bad at his job. All right, and it's only going to get worse because look at the outcomes of mass deportation on the American economy. Actually, dude, I want to ask you about that. Do you support mass deportation?
I do not.
Right, but he's doing that, and according to the Center on American Progress, he is doing that. He ran on that.
Okay, no, he didn't run on mass deportation.
He did. He said that he wants to remove every single undocumented immigrant in America. Yup.
Okay, well, I would like to see him take that action. What about Obama?
He has. He's already. Whoa. He's already been doing that.
He has not been mass deportation. Do not.
You're fucking delusional. That was a part of Agenda 47. Trump supporters are so spineless. Dude, it was a part of his agenda that he ran on. He got fucking Tom Homan to execute upon it. Tom Homan was literally threatening the mayor of Denver, Colorado, saying that he was going to go into the elementary schools and kidnap the kids to send back over the border. And then when the mayor of Colorado was like, no, I'm not going to allow you to do that, then he threatened to arrest him. Yes, he is doing a mass deportation. That is what he is doing, sir. Okay, nobody is immune from his deportation. Okay, and I mean, he's made this clear. As of yesterday, they took back their prior commitment to not deporting hospitality workers and restaurants and hotels. All right, now they're deporting everybody. That's what a mass deportation is, sir. They considered suspending habeas corpus, so they didn't have to give the immigrants due process. That's not a mass deportation to you? Tell me, if it's not a mass deportation, name one demographics of undocumented immigrants that are in America right now that are safe from the Trump administration.
100% highly educated, college educated, like skilled workers. Definitely.
Says who?
Says common sense. Not a lot of them have been getting deported.
Right. But not the Trump administration. Got it, right?
Oh, have you seen any ICE agents at Apple recently?
Not the Trump administration, right? So I just want to clarify. Trump says he wants to deport every single undocumented immigrant in America. Tom Homan says he wants to deport every single undocumented immigrant in America. You say they're not going to deport every single undocumented immigrant in America, and that many undocumented immigrants are safe. And then what? Your retort is to say, well, it's common sense they're not going to do that. And now you're saying that they're not going to deport students. Well, that's fucking wrong.
Oh, I do we remember?
Do we remember the 34-year-old college student? I forget which state she was in. They got black bagged by plainclothes officers and sent to an ICE detention center 1,000 miles away against the order from a local judge.
Well, and here's the difference. Like, obviously, I have my beliefs. I don't think that you should be able to be here legally. If he wanted to deport all 20 million people, he is within his rights to. And I think
answer the question. No, you were saying that he wasn't doing a mass deportation. Do you concede that premise?
Dean, I just cut out. I didn't hear what you just said.
You said that he wasn't doing a mass deportation. Do you concede that false claim?
No, I don't. Come back in 4 years.
Who's safe from being deported?
Look, Dean, I'm saying
who is safe from being deported?
Nobody is safe.
So if nobody is safe from the deportation, then it is a mass deportation.
Look, if you're thinking that all 20 million...
Shut the fuck up! What is a mass deportation?
That is when a mass amount of people get deported.
Okay.
I mean, what else?
All right. Right. And if no undocumented immigrant in America is safe from being deported, then a mass amount of people are going to be deported.
Well, and Dean, not a mass amount of people have been deported, and I don't think a mass amount of people will be deported.
Okay, so if not all undocumented immigrants are going to be deported by the Trump administration, or that's not what the administration wants to do, then tell me what undocumented immigrants are safe. But oh wait, you just told me that none of them are safe.
No, they're not safe.
So they want to deport every single undocumented immigrant in this country,
They're not going
right?
to deport 20 million people, Dean. That's ridiculous.
Oh my God. You know what? You're just a spineless fucking prick, okay? And it looks like TikTok crashed. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Well, what the hell's going on? Yeah, it looks like my computer here is suffering some issues. I don't know how you could still hear me because my whole computer just crashed. Jesus Christ, man, this is terrible. So you're saying it's not feasible. So what do you think a mass deportation is? Great. Yeah, well, the stream is totally crashed on TikTok, everybody. Yeah, man, today's rough. Very rough day today, everybody. Very rough day. So we were just having these spineless idiots join. We got a restriction over on TikTok twice. I mean, the people that have been joining are just absolutely incompetent. TikTok stream is crashing. Oh, jeez, give me a break, man. Give me a break, guys. Yeah, for everybody over on YouTube, we're still connected over there. It looks like we're reloading TikTok Studio as we speak. We'll have to restart the live. Oh, man. I mean, I'm having a rough day today. I'm having a rough day today, everybody. I'm not gonna lie. This is a very, 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 very rough day. Yeah, I like what somebody just said in the chat over on YouTube, saying Dean is 100% allowed to get freaking pissed when he spent 20 minutes explaining the same thing 6 times and caller will not acknowledge anything. Yeah, I don't think that that caller acknowledged anything that I said. Like, we started off talking about claims related to the debt. That was, yeah, that guy sucked. That guy was terrible. Hi, everybody. I am back. So the totality of TikTok Studio just crashed. I don't even know what happened. Guys, I'm having a rough day today. We're sleep deprived. TikTok Studio's crashing. The guests are insufferable. Well, for the 7,000 people that remain, we're actually going to go ahead and restart this stream real quick. So everybody click on my profile. I'm going to be right back in less than 10 seconds. I'll see you all super duper soon. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and restart the live over on TikTok. I need to go out and get a better computer. I really need to do that. In fact, that's probably going to be on my to-do list today. Dean, get a better computer fund. Yeah, right. All right, we're live again. We're live. All right, we're going to try to have some good conversations, everybody. We're going to try to have some good conversations. Hello, and welcome back. For everybody tuning right back into that TikTok live stream, I do apologize, everybody. I do apologize. We had to hit a restart there because our TikTok crashed, unfortunately. I need to get a better computer. That is the first thing to do on my to-do list. We will be doing that incredibly soon. Anyways, while we're restarting this live, let me go and thank Gabby for the $20 over on Venmo. Happy Juneteenth to you as well, Gabby. Thank you for the $20. Jessica, thank you for the $20. Saying keep on crushing the MAGA idiots. I sure will. Jessica, thank you for the love. And then Spencer with a 5, Caitlin with a 5, and Amber with a 5. I appreciate everyone so much for the love. As well as Sydney, thank you for the 15 as well. All right, anyways, for the very first 2.7 thousand people that are tuning back into the TikTok live, everybody, I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need you to help us out by double tapping away on that phone screen. Let's get up to 100,000 likes. Also, let's try to get up to 1,000 shares. So share out the live with a handful of friends. And we're going to go ahead and hop right back in to the debates. We're going to spare no time. We're going to get right back into things. So if you are in the queue, make sure that means that you're MAGA. Make sure that means that you're at least 18, and make sure that you're ready and willing to come up here and debate me on why you support Trump. What's going on, Luke? Are you MAGA?
I am.
Okay, and how old are you?
19.
Phenomenal. Well, Mr. Luke, I'm going to let you take it away and tell us why. Before I do, I'd like to thank Andre for the $15 over on PayPal. Just saying thanks for everything that you do. Appreciate that, Andre. Christopher with the $20 for another anxiety pin. Oh, I'm going to need that one after today, Christopher. Thank you so much. Alessandra for the $10 saying remember to take a mental health break. I need that right about now. And Stacy with a 5. Shout out to Andre, Christopher, Alessandra, and Stacy. You guys are awesome. But go ahead and take it away, Luke. Tell us why you support the man, the myth, the failure, Dipey Don.
Yeah, man, my guy, my right hand man, Trump. I love him. The economy, for one. I'll give you 3 reasons, and I want to hear your opinion on Kamala. I haven't heard it before. She's a terrible person. Would be a terrible president. The economy. I mean, Trump built the record-breaking economy that helped the working people. The unemployment was 3.5%. It was the lowest in 50 years. I mean, wages rose fastest for the income for minority workers, the black people, Hispanics, all of that, everything. His tax cuts encourage businesses to hire, invest, and grow, all of that. My second reason is border security, which is needed.
Do you mind if we just talk about that first one real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're going to go front to back. The last claim that you made was that his tax cuts encouraged more investment in America. That's not true. Okay, so we've studied from the financial institution by the names of Brookings that tells us that there was no new macro level reinvestment into American businesses onset by his round of tax cuts in his first administration. So that's false. Okay. And then you also pointed out the fact that we had a 50-year record low level of unemployment at 3.5%. So we actually beat that twice under the Biden-Harris administration at 3.4 and 3.3%. But my question for you is, what did Donald Trump do to cause that record low 3.5% in his first term?
Yeah, I mean, he cut the tax rate from 35% to 21%, one of the highest. He lowered taxes for most families. And a reason. I'm sorry.
Okay, so your explanation on how he caused that 3.5 level percent of unemployment is that he lowered taxes, right?
Sure. I mean, I'm all right. So I'll give you this. I'm not like a politician. I just disagree with a lot of things you say, and I'm kind of gonna walk through this with you.
I
want you to educate me too. I do want you to educate me, but
well, Luke, before we move on to that, Okay, we have to spend more than 30 seconds talking about the points that you're bringing up here. Okay, we're not ready to move on just yet because we're still examining this point. Okay, you attributed that 3.5% level of unemployment to Trump in his first term, and you said he caused that by lowering taxes. Okay, well that's not true. Okay, because the way that lowering taxes would incentivize a lower level of unemployment is if our American companies, took the extra benefits that they got off of paying the lower corporate tax rate and reinvested it back into their company to pay for more jobs. But that didn't happen according to a Brookings study that told us that there's no new macro level business reinvestment onset by the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Okay, so that's not true. Also, a higher corporate tax rate actually incentivizes more business reinvestment since they don't pay that corporate tax rate on what they're spending on their business. Okay, it's tax deductible. Okay, so also not true. The only way that cutting taxes on corporations can incentivize a lower level of employment was if it incentivized economic growth, and then economic growth would incentivize more jobs. Okay, but it didn't incentivize that much economic growth. According to a bipartisan study done by 2 Harvard economists, one right-leaning and one left-leaning, on the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, they told us that it only led to a 0.04% increase in the GDP year by year, which is equivalent to around $20 billion. So your claim that the TCJA led to that low level of unemployment is unequivocally false when we examine the data and we look at the repercussions of the bill.
I mean, the tax cuts did help. It lowered corporation taxes from 35% to 21%. Small and large businesses had more money to hire workers and grow. I just explained
to you why this is wrong.
Sure. Okay.
Would you respond to my explanation?
Yeah, I'm explaining to you why I think how I know that he got us down to 3.5. I'm explaining why he got us down to 3.5.
I know you're saying that he got us down to 3.5% because cutting taxes on big and small businesses gave them more money to spend on their employees, right? That's your explanation, correct?
And the thousands of federal regulations making it easier and cheaper for companies to operate.
Okay, which ones?
I'm sorry?
Which ones?
The National Federation of Independent Business reported a record high optimism for small businesses. Okay. Which ones?
So there's
not 100%
more.
Sure.
So there's more. Okay. So the claim that there's more optimism in small businesses is different than the claim that the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act led to a 3.5% level of unemployment.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So responding to that first claim that the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act led to that low unemployment, your explanation was that big and small businesses had more money to reinvest into their employees, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's actually just not false for small businesses because it replaced the staggered corporate tax rate, which before the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act taxed all corporate revenues under $50K at 15% to the flat corporate tax rate of 21%. So small businesses paid more in taxes. Okay, then once again, I'll say this for the fourth and final time here. According to a Brookings study, we did not see any new macro level business reinvestments onset by the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. So big companies were not taking the additional profits that they had because of the tax cuts, and they did not take those profits and put them back into their employees. That's just simply not true. And that's to be expected, okay? Because we'd actually expect more business reinvestment with a higher corporate tax rate since they wouldn't be taxed on that business reinvestment. It's a tax deductible. And the more they would be taxed on that profit gives them more incentive to reinvest it. All right. So your claim that the TCJA led to a lower level of unemployment is false.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. You're a smart guy. That makes sense. And would you say that you said you side with Biden? You're a Democrat. Would you say that he didn't cause skyrocketing inflation?
Of course, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that Biden causes skyrocketing inflation, which he did. Prices of food, gas, everyday essentials have gone up. Families and budgets. It's the highest in over 40 years.
Okay. Are you saying that because it happened in America?
Because of his massive government spending, especially on the stimulus.
Especially on the stimulus checks?
Yeah, and social programs that helped fuel inflation like crazy, man.
So Trump
and what the other dude was saying, I do not agree.
Sir,
yeah, go ahead.
Trump spent more on stimulus checks than Biden. Trump spent 2.3 trillion. Biden spent 1.9.
Okay, I'm wrong.
Okay, so then how did Biden cause inflation? Let's go through it.
I think you got me. I don't know how. I just know that he did cause inflation. I'm not a big politician.
How do you know he caused the inflation?
Want to talk to you about that.
One second. How do you know he caused the inflation?
I mean, look at the prices out there, man. Look at the fucking gas prices.
Great. So you're saying that he caused it because he was president while it happened. So this means that Donald Trump caused the pandemic, and Donald Trump caused the highest level of unemployment in the last 100 years.
No, I
in
walked right
April of
into that. That's
2020
not-
at
that's not what I'm saying.
14.8%.
No, I
As well as he was one of the only two presidents that has ever left office with a total net loss in jobs. Therefore, he caused that too.
Yeah, no, I walked right into that. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just don't have all the facts to back it up right now because I don't study this every day. I'm just like your everyday Joe. But I do have you're right about that. But I do have two things I wanted to move on. It was about immigration, and then it was about, you say Trump is giving out all this. I want to talk about the money Obama gave Iran, cash money he gave over to Iran while he in his term. I wanted to hear your opinion on that.
Well,
and the war as well.
It's not technically true. What you just said isn't technically true.
Is it not though?
No, it's not. So a part of the nuclear agreement that we had with Iran wasn't for America to give Iran money. It was for America to unfreeze Iran's bank accounts in South Korea, right? And that was a part of the deal. And I thought that was great, okay? Because when Donald Trump inevitably pulled us out of this nuclear agreement with a country, well, what has happened since? Apparently, they're so close to developing nukes that we need to go back into war in the Middle East. Maybe if we never pulled out of the agreement to begin with, we wouldn't be going back into the war in the Middle East today. I mean, what's more preferable, right? Diplomacy and an agreement with a country to prevent them from further development of nuclear technology that doesn't cost us $1. It just costs us unfreezing their bank accounts overseas. Or another war in the Middle East that could cost thousands of American lives and trillions of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, you say, I mean, I don't know if I read a comment. Someone said it wasn't our money. It was the taxpayers' money. I mean, presidents don't spend their own money. Every dollar comes from us, the people.
Once again, it was not the taxpayers' money.
Okay.
It was Iran's money.
Do you have any source of proof that it was Iran's money?
For sure, of course, right? As I said, right, he unfroze South Korean bank accounts that belonged to Iran. You could find this very, very simply by simply going on Google and typing in Obama unfreezing Iranian bank account, and you'll be given sources from PBS, you'll be given sources from Newsweek, CNN, and factcheck.org.
Okay. All right, and moving on to immigration. I know your standpoint on that. You don't agree with it, correct?
I don't agree with immigration.
Kicking out. No, not immigration. Kicking out illegal immigrants.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that mass deportation is an American last policy. It has no benefits for this country. Why should I support something that only hurts our country and doesn't make it better?
Why do we want undocumented people? I'm not saying don't call. Like, I wouldn't say. This is like I want to get this clear. I'm not a racist. This is not a racist. This is not a racist argument. These people are amazing hard workers, amazing people. I just think, why do you want undocumented people in the United States? And then they use these healthcare systems. I'm just a nursing student. I don't know much, but they use these healthcare systems. They don't pay their bills on the healthcare systems. Some of them, most of them do pay taxes, but some of them don't. Like, it's just. Why do you want undocumented people? You don't know who they are, man. Okay. You don't know who they are. Why do you want them in America?
I actually don't want undocumented immigrants in America. That's why I support mass amnesty, which is where we could offer undocumented immigrants a pathway to residency or citizenship, so they're not undocumented immigrants.
Okay. And what about the undocumented immigrants that sneak through? I mean, they are undocumented.
Right, and we should offer them a pathway to residency or citizenship because that helps America compared to mass deportation.
That's fine. I agree. I agree that we should give them an easier pathway. The ones that actually contribute to society and have been here for many years, especially the kids that were dragged across. It wasn't their fault. They had nothing to do with it. Their parents brought them here. I think they should have an easier path. But the people that are getting DUIs, breaking the law, raping, murdering, they need to be kicked out immediately. And then also, it's a lot easier.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Go ahead.
So if an undocumented immigrant is a rapist, we should send them out of the country. But if a white billionaire from New York is a rapist, we should make them president. Can you explain to me?
Because
and then the other, no, you're interrupting me.
You're
You are absolutely interrupting me, Luke. Now you wait your turn.
Go ahead.
So now I'm going to restart.
Yeah.
So you're telling us that if an undocumented immigrant is a rapist, we should send them out of the country. And Shay, thank you for the motorcycle. But if a white billionaire from New York is a rapist, we should make them president. Explain to me and the other 12,000 people watching on TikTok and YouTube combined, how in the hell that's not an example of bold-faced
those are allegations.
hypocrisy.
Allegation. You can have an allegation of rape. It doesn't mean you're a rapist.
That's not
If
true.
It doesn't get
It's
past
not.
court.
That's
true.
Oh, but if it gets past, but if it gets past court, you'll believe it.
Sure, because it got past court. He's getting charged. Getting charged and being allegedly a rapist is two different things. And number one, that's that. Number two, you can laugh all you want. I'm just saying. Rapists are terrible people. No rapists they're the scums of the earth. They shouldn't be here. And if you are illegal, this is why people can't talk. Like, you can't even talk to Charlie Kirk because this is how you act. Listen, this is why people like the immigrants, if they are raping people, murdering people, they are already illegal immigrants. They do not belong here because they are not U.S. citizens. They should be kicked out. If Trump was a racist, if Trump was a rapist, he should be put in jail for the rest of his life. It's alleged. He's not. He's not been proven to be a rapist. You have no factual evidence of him being a rapist. You're just saying that because you're mad at the big orange man. As well as illegal immigrants being kicked out. Obama, Biden administration, and Kamala, by the way, Kamala was the top of the judicial system. We're putting forth towards kicking illegal immigrants out. Obama kicked out more than any president out there. I want to hear your opinion on that. You can laugh, but I mean, it's not. It's just you're just wasting air, bro. Come on.
So if it gets past court, you'll believe it, right?
Sure.
Donald Trump was held civilly liable in a court by unanimous jury of 9 for raping E. Jean Carroll.
Okay, did he get put in jail? Did he get prosecuted? Was it alleged?
He was found guilty. He was found guilty
charged?
in a civil court. He was found guilty by a unanimous verdict of a jury of 9 for the grape of E. Jean Carroll.
No.
Yes.
If Trump was
this is what happened.
Right
he was held civilly liable for it. The judge and the jury ordered him to pay the victim $87 million. You can't deny this. Listen, all you got to do is go on Google and feel free to go to the Washington Post article titled "Judge Clarifies Yes, Trump was found to have raped E. Jean Carroll," or go straight to nycourts.gov. I could give you the case file, and you could actually look at the jury verdict form, where all 9 jurors unanimously indicate that yes, Donald Trump is guilty of the violent sexual abuse or grape of E. Jean Carroll.
Civil court is not a judicial court, my friend. That is two different things. And you can also go on Google and search up what Kamala has been doing on top of the judicial system for years, prosecuting
Don't say the names of any drugs. Don't say the names,
weed.
and then you do it. You literally just did what I didn't tell you to do. Hey, Luke, I'm gonna kick you because you just said the name of a DRUG.
It's because I'm right. It's because I'm right, buddy.
No, it's because
I love how smart you are.
Luke, it's because you violated the TOS and you said the name of a DRUG. On TikTok, if you do that, the visibility of the live gets restricted.
I understand. I used to go live. I apologize.
Right, so I gotta kick you for that because I don't want the visibility of my live restricted.
But it's a law. So I'm talking about a law. So it's not going to be restricted.
Okay. Well, I'm the professional live streamer that does this every day.
No. I mean, I
what's
was
get the live
making
restricted.
$30,000 a month on live, buddy. I know how it works. I'm just saying that Kamala was doing that, and Trump.
So
two different things.
Fine.
I want to hear your opinion on
you know what? This guy's such a fucking tool that I'm just gonna.
I'm a tool.
I'm gonna mute you. This guy's such a tool that now I'm just gonna risk the restriction because I want to own him so badly. So first and foremost, you said that there's a difference between civil court and judicial court. Luke, what the fuck is judicial court?
Go ahead. What'd you say?
What the fuck is judicial court?
You don't know what the fuck judicial court is? You don't know the difference in judicial and civil?
What is judicial court?
Judicial court and civil are two different things. Getting prosecuted
Sir, what is judicial court?
It's a law enforcement versus an opinion court. It's two different things.
What the hell? Dans, thank you for the private jet. I really appreciate that. Good to have you in here with us today. Okay, walk us through this. Give me more than just like a sentence. Okay, I want you to give us a full explanation of what a civil court is and what a quote unquote judicial court is, or now like an opinion court. Like, tell us what these things are, but slow yourself down. Dan's, I appreciate you for the future, City Man. That is incredibly kind of you. Shout out to Dan's down below in that chat. Thank you for being here. So let's slow down, take your time, catch your breath, and tell us what a judicial court is. Tell us what a civil court is. Tell us what an opinion court is. Are you just throwing various words in front of the term court and acting as if whatever you say is true? I don't know.
I can't hear you.
Take it away. Explain to us the difference, please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, explain to us the difference.
Hello? I thought you muted my mic. I mean, judicial is all courts. That I didn't mean by judicial and civil court. I said civil court is not judicial court. I was just talking to talk. That's my bad. It's a law enforcement versus an opinion court. What I meant to clarify, it's criminal versus a civil court.
What?
Criminal versus civil court
Okay.
are two different fucking
now,
things, man.
now we've got there. Now we've got there. Okay. So there's no such thing as a judicial court. There's no such thing as an opinion court. There's no such thing as a law enforcement court. These things don't exist, Dan. I know you told me not to. But
No. It was not a court. It's law enforcement versus an opinion. It's a civil court versus a criminal. A civil court versus a criminal court are two different things.
Okay,
getting
so
prosecuted in one is not the same as getting prosecuted in
slow
the other.
down. Slow down. Okay. There's no such thing as a law enforcement court or an opinion court.
No, that's not an actual court. It's okay. Stick with the criminal and civil court.
There we
You
go.
said he got prosecuted in civil court. Go ahead.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not 5 years old. You
There
can
we go.
proceed, dude.
All right, phenomenal. Now tell me what the
Appreciate it,
difference
buddy.
between a civil court and a criminal court is.
Criminal court is law enforcement. Civil is private matters. Could be that I sued you because you called me ugly and won. Doesn't make me ugly. It's just your opinion. Like I said, opinion versus law enforcement. It's your opinion.
What is law enforcement?
It's your opinion.
What does law enforcement mean? When you say that a criminal court is quote unquote law enforcement, what do you mean?
Okay, law enforcement. Law enforcement. You know what law enforcement is. If I not allegedly, if I rape somebody, right? Enforcing the law. If I rape somebody.
Oh, so
and
law
I get
enforcement is just
charged-
enforcing the law.
Correct.
Okay, well,
You
law
know
is
that.
also enforced in civil courts.
It's different. It's an opinionated court. It's like saying I hurt your feelings, so you're gonna sue me for $1 million. Or that is it's two different things, man. It's
what's the
law
difference?
versus your opinions. It's the law versus you getting your feelings hurt.
No.
It's two different things.
No. So when you sue somebody in civil court, it's because they broke the law.
Proceed. Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's
so civil courts enforce the law.
No, I mean that's not true at all. But okay.
Then what do they do? If they don't enforce the law, then why is it legal to take $80 million from somebody for something that isn't illegal?
It's because
think about
somebody
it.
says
Think
he
about
broke
it.
the law. He broke the law. He didn't break the law.
Wait,
if he
okay,
got no,
so-
all right,
so-
Dean, let me
okay.
let me put it in simple terms, and I'll let you speak, please. If
Okay,
he
so
was-
all that we know so far.
No. Listen, buddy. Look, if he raped somebody, he would be CHARGED, charged, all capitals. He would be charged because rape is not taken. It's taken seriously. If he broke the law, he would be in jail for rape. It's an opinionated court. You think he raped somebody? Hey, I think Donald Trump raped somebody. I'm gonna go to civil court and say he broke my feelings or he raped me. Doesn't mean it's true. It's alleged. If he raped somebody, he would be in jail. These are all alleged thoughts that you're throwing into your debate, and it makes you look stupid. Laugh all you want, Dean.
Oh my-
You do this all fucking day. I'm a nursing student,
Okay.
and you're gonna be
Okay.
stuck in fucking.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna get personal because it's a debate and it shouldn't get emotional. Go ahead.
You're a very emotional young man, Luke. So
I'm not. It's like like
I'm
it's
gonna
just like, I don't debate. I don't debate.
I'm gonna ask the chat a question real quick. So chat.
Go ahead.
Should I keep pressing him on these outrageously stupid claims he's making, such as the idea that if you sue somebody for something, it doesn't mean they broke the law, to show him how he's outrageously stupid? Or should I just tell him what the truth is? Should I break down what the difference between the courts are and like why she didn't take it to criminal court or civil court? Which one should I do? Should I press the fuck out of him? Which one? Should I press or just tell him what the truth is?
I mean, only reason you leave is because you know the truth and you're just trying to get around it. I mean, you know that civil.
Okay.
And
all right. So it looks like we're seeing like a good 50-50 down below in the chat. So what I'm first gonna do is I'm going to press you on your bullshit, and then I'm going to tell you the truth. So here's me pressing you on the bullshit. You told us
You're
that
gonna
if
give
you're
me time to respond because otherwise, I mean, it's bottom line. Civil court is where you go where law enforcement can't enforce the law. So you sue somebody. If you hurt my feelings, I'm going to civil court. But I'm not a fucking weak. I'm not like that. So I'm not going to do that. It's two different things, man, and you know it. You know, civil and criminal courts are two different
Do you
things.
mind if I talk now?
Go ahead. Talk.
Okay. So civil courts are different from criminal courts, but it's not the difference that you're describing. Okay? And I'm going to break it down to you very easily. So something that you just said there is that when you sue somebody for something in civil court and they're held liable and they have to financially compensate you, that is not an enforcement of the law. So this means that you're not suing them for something illegal that they did. Okay. Well, if you can't sue people for shit that they do that's illegal, why is it legal to sue? Why can somebody force somebody else to pay them millions or billions of dollars if they didn't do anything that broke the law? On what legal standing do they have to say that that they owe billions of dollars? On what legal standing exists to force the perpetuator of a civil offense to pay money?
I mean, you can sue for anything. You can sue for spilling hot coffee. You can sue for being called homie. I mean, you can sue for anything in the civil court. Okay. It's way different.
So yes, no clue. So now I'm going to tell you what the truth is.
Tell me if that's false, because it's way different.
It's false. It's false.
Tell me how a civil court is different from a criminal court, and how, like, tell me how they're the same. Like, how being charged for rape in a civil court makes you a rapist, or because it's false. It's
okay,
false.
now I'm just going to tell him what the truth is. So first and foremost, Luke, you are incredibly lost. Okay, the reason why I'm telling you that you're incredibly lost is because you're lost with confidence, you're lost with conviction, and you're just lost with willful fucking stupid ignorance. One of the most embarrassing things that I could do, that you could do, that anybody as a human can do, is put themselves front and center stage in front of 20,000 people and just make an embarrassing shit show out of themselves by arguing by arguing things that aren't true with utter conviction and confidence. It makes you look very bad. But anyways, here's what is the truth. So both civil and criminal courts enforce the law. Because you need legal standing to find somebody guilty in a criminal court and send them to prison, just like you need legal standing to hold somebody liable in a civil court and force them to owe you money. So both civil and criminal courts enforce the law. So what is the difference between civil and criminal courts? Well, civil courts would enforce civil infractions, and criminal courts would enforce criminal infractions. That's why criminal courts determine criminal responsibility and civil courts determine financial responsibility, right? And the reason why, so grape is both criminal and civil, all right? Grape is both criminal and civil. And if you're going to ask yourself, well, why did
It's not a civil infraction. That's false, dude. False.
Would you like me to give you like the particular number of the law in the state of New York in which grape is defined as a civil infraction on top of a criminal infraction?
I mean, dude, you can throw page numbers, you can throw whatever you want. It's just not a civil infraction.
Okay.
It's just an accusation.
So my claim is that grape is both a criminal and civil infraction. You're saying that claim is wrong. Why are you saying that claim is wrong? Why do you deny that grape can be both civil and criminal?
Because grape is just a criminal. If you get charged with let me talk. Don't say okay. If you get charged with it can be both, but it's if you get charged.
You just conceded. You just said it can be both. That's what I was saying. So we agree.
Doesn't mean but civil doesn't always mean it happened. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't mean that it happened. It doesn't go on record. Like, okay, let's see. It doesn't mean I'll win. No, listen. It doesn't mean I will win, but a public opinion where people hate, like Trump, for example, is why jury held him accountable in civil court. It doesn't go on record.
It doesn't go okay. All right.
It means the public thinks it happened. It doesn't mean it actually happened.
Okay. Well, it actually means that the jury thinks that it happened.
It means the public thinks that it happened. It does not go on record. Therefore, he's not a rapist.
What do you mean by public?
There's no real proof. Otherwise, it would be moved to criminal courts.
Okay. So right now your claim is there's no real proof that Trump raped E. Jean Carroll, else it would have been held in a criminal court. Okay. Well, let's refute this. She tried to bring it to a criminal court, but the statute of limitations to criminally pursue a charge of grape against an individual in the state of New York had passed since the original grape had occurred in 96. So she couldn't bring it to criminal court. However, the statute of limitations had not passed for her to bring it to civil court.
Yeah. So, and to go back on what you said, you said jurors aren't the public. It was jurors are the public. I'm sure you know that. I don't know why you would even state that. Jurors are the public. And no real proof, like I said, no real proof. Otherwise, if there was real proof of him raping somebody, I don't even know why we're stuck in this because it makes it, I don't understand how you don't understand this. If there's no real proof, it's not going to go to criminal court. Therefore, he did not do it. It's just an accusation that the public has on his head.
Hey, Luke, I just responded to this. In fact, the last sentence that came out of my mouth responded to this. What was the last sentence that came out of my mouth, little boy?
I'm 2 times bigger than you, little boy. I mean,
you're not a little boy because of how many times you've been around the sun or your like weight. Okay, you're a little boy because of like your mental acuity and lack of maturity.
I mean, okay. Proceed.
Can you? So what is the last sentence that came
Can you
out of my
repeat
mouth?
it for me, fine gentlemen, please?
Of course. So she tried to bring it to criminal court, but the reason that she couldn't bring it to criminal court was because the statute of limitations had passed, meaning that she couldn't bring it to criminal court. But the statute of limitations had not passed for civil court, meaning that she could only bring it to civil court.
Okay, but if I'm just asking, if somebody was accused of grape, it would go past civil court. That's what I'm not understanding. Is what you're saying?
If somebody's accused of grape, it'll always go to criminal court. It can't go to criminal court if the statute of limitations had passed. Do you know what the statute of limitations are?
Actually, I know what it is, but I'm not very I'm not clear on it. So
okay, if you don't know something that I say, please ask me to clarify. Because
Sure,
obviously,
go ahead.
the only reason that you're re-suggesting what you originally said is because you didn't understand my response using the term statute of limitations. So that would, instead of like driving Dean crazy and repeating yourself a billion times because you don't understand my response, just ask me to clarify my response. If you don't know something, just say that. Nobody's going to hold it against you. So a statute of limitations is a period of months or more typically years in which after a crime is committed, the victim of the crime can pursue criminal litigation against the aggressor or committer of the crime. But once the statute of limitations pass, if you were a victim of a crime, you can no longer pursue criminal litigation against the person that committed the crime. And this is what happened to E. Jean Carroll. Okay, the statute of limitations had passed. Okay, I think it was 10 or 15 years. So she can no longer pursue a charge of grape against Donald Trump, even though that he graped her in a criminal court. However, the statute of limitations for the civil court had not passed, so she could still bring the charges forth in a civil court.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so change the statute of limitations because right now, right now,
Dan, thank you for the future city, man, as well as for the other thing. I saw your message, so I won't say it, but seriously, man, thank you.
Because right now it's a public judgment that has been passed, not a criminal charge. That's what I'm standing on. It's not a criminal charge, therefore it's not real.
Okay. All right. Was OJ guilty?
O.J. Simpson?
Yeah. Was he guilty?
Did he get found guilty? No.
Dan, thank you so much for the future city. I really appreciate you so much for the love, dude. You're going.
Who
crazy
knows?
today,
Who knows?
Dan.
Because he wasn't convicted.
Right. So you don't. So you don't know if OJ's it. That's great.
That's the thing. You can go.
So,
you can't.
So let me
you
ask. So let me ask you a question.
You don't have the facts.
So why do you not trust the outcomes of civil courts?
Because it's opinionated. It's an opinionated.
When you say opinionated, what do you mean?
It's opinion. It's something like all right, let me explain it in dumb terms. It's not for you because I don't know how to explain it in all the big words you use. If I hurt your feelings or if you hurt my feelings and I go to court, I go to civil court and I want to sue you, it's your opinion. It's the opinion of the jurors. It's not an actual.
I have a question. What determines guilt in a criminal court? Is it the opinion of the jurors?
Sure. But not of criminal. The criminal courts are more factual and law based. It's two different things.
The criminal courts are more factual and law based. So when you say more law based, what do you mean?
I mean they don't go off opinions like the civil court.
So they try to determine if the person broke the law.
Of course.
Well, that's what happens in civil courts too. So they try to determine if the person broke whatever the statute is of the alleged offense. So like her offense that she had brought against Her offense that she had brought against Donald Trump was the violent sexual abuse of herself. So the role of the jury was to determine of what Donald Trump had done to E. Jean Carroll and what they had evidence for would qualify for what was considered in their statute as sexual abuse, right?
But the difference
it was
is
law-based. It was law-based, just like criminal courts. All courts in America try to determine if there's been an infraction or of the law, right? And that's civil courts included. So you said that you don't trust civil courts because it's up to the opinion of the jury and because it's not law-based. So the first point about it being up to the opinion of the jury, well, it's up to the opinion in a jury in a criminal court too, yet you trust criminal courts, so that point goes out the window. And then your second point that it's not law-based, that's just false. Okay, it is. So that point goes out of the window too.
Okay, look, this is what I'm saying is what I mean by it's more factual and law-based. The difference is no charges can come, like, yes, but no charges can come out of civil court.
So a criminal charge.
Real quick,
a criminal. So I just want to clarify that now
Right.
you're saying that you don't trust civil courts because they aren't criminal courts. Because criminal charges, okay, criminal guilt can only be brought out of criminal courts. So that just means that you don't trust civil courts because they aren't criminal courts. So what? So in other words, you're basically saying that you don't trust civil courts because you don't trust civil courts. That's a circular argument.
Okay, no, not all the time. I'm saying if it was actual and factual, it would have got moved to the criminal courts. You
absolute idiot. Do I need to spell that word idiot for you? Do you not know what that word means? Because I could break it down. Okay, but the reason that I'm using that word against you is because I've now explained 3 times why it was not brought into a criminal court. In fact, I offered an explanation of my explanation when I told you what statute of limitations was twice. Okay.
You don't have to explain it. I understand.
I've given the original explanation why it didn't go into a criminal court 3 times, and I've given my explanation of the explanation twice. Dan, thank you for the future city, man. I appreciate you for the love. So I am now going to give one final explanation. Okay? I'm not going to do this again. This will be the very last time I do this. Okay? And I'm going to have you on mute here, and I'm going to stop every couple words. And I'm going to ask you if you're following what I'm saying. Okay, so we're going to do this together, buddy. We're going to do this together, buddy. Okay? So the reason E. Jean Carroll brought her claims to a civil court instead of a criminal court was because... Unmute, are you tracking what I'm saying so far? Are you tracking that?
Dean, you're wasting time. You're trying to make yourself look better. I understand. I already heard what you said. I understand what you explained. I want to explain to you the statute. If you change the statute of limitations, we can have this conversation. I just want to say the bottom line is
no bottom line, because you said because it wasn't brought into a criminal court, then you don't believe it.
Proof of Trump, I will disown him completely.
You said because it wasn't brought to a criminal court, you don't believe it. If there's enough evidence, it would have been brought to a criminal court. This is what you just said. So how can you believe that if there was enough evidence, it would have been brought into a criminal court, even though you know she literally couldn't have brought it to a criminal court, even if she had a recording of it happening? Because of the statute of limitations.
Change the statute of limitations so we can have a conversation.
Dance, I appreciate you so much for the future city, guys. Thank you so much for the love.
Like I said,
you guys are going crazy. No, listen. I agree. No. I agree with you that the statute of limitations on criminal rape in the state of New York should be changed. But this does not matter for your point that if she had enough evidence, then it would have been brought into a criminal court. 2 things can be true at once. It could be true that regardless of how much evidence she had, she couldn't have brought it to a criminal court because the statute of limitations had passed. And it can also be true that the statute of limitations should change. So because these 2 things could be true simultaneously, this does not explain why you think if she had more evidence, it could have been brought to a criminal court.
Okay. Can I give you one sentence to get this in your head real quick?
Yeah, for sure. Feel free to respond.
Yeah, I mean, no, I just want to get off like this because we're going to agree to disagree, or we're just going to, we're just going to disagree. I mean, the bottom line is,
but this is like a globe earther.
Let me talk.
This is like a globe earther disagreeing with a flat earther. I just want to be able to clarify that to you. Like you know nothing about our criminal justice system. You know nothing about the differences of civil courts compared to criminal courts.
Let me talk.
When you first opened up your mouth, you were saying that they're opinion courts compared to fucking like law enforcement courts. You didn't know that civil offenses are infractions of the law. STL, I appreciate you so much for the Star Live. You didn't know that there's a jury that makes a ruling based upon their opinions of the facts in criminal and civil courts. You didn't know that when you sue somebody, it's because they broke the law. You didn't know that civil courts enforce the law. You don't know the difference between the courts. You didn't know what a statute of limitations was. And even after I've explained to you what every single one of these things was, you've still yet persisted to just believe in your delusions, even though I'm giving you third grade facts of the American criminal justice system that you could seriously go into your third grade classroom and open up civil 101 in America and learn for yourself at like seriously a third grade in reading comprehension level. Okay, so if we're going to have continued conversation here, sir, I'm going to need you to align yourself with the facts, the very basic facts that anybody should know, right? The prerequisites to engaging in debate about American politics or the American criminal justice system. And I'm going to need you to stop resuggesting false claims, even if you've accepted that they're false, because I've been able to describe to you like that the reason why they're false. And the reason I'm asking you to do this is because I was able to successfully describe to you why she couldn't bring it to a criminal court, regardless of how much evidence she had, because of the statute of limitations. And then you went on to re-suggest that she should have brought it to a criminal court, and because she didn't, that meant that she didn't have enough evidence, even though I explained to you what the statute of limitations was 5 times. Okay? These are all very fair requests here.
Okay, can you stop crying right now, please? I'm trying to say, I said I was going to say one sentence. I said bottom line, if
You're getting a mute for saying that was me crying when it was seriously just me trying to give you the prerequisites to intelligent debate. That was so incredibly disingenuous.
Okay, a debate shouldn't be you muting people. That's ridiculous. I'm trying to have a conversation. I said, bottom line, if there's proof that Trump did that, if Trump raped somebody, if there's proof that Trump did that, I will personally disown him completely. Until then, it's your opinion and that of others. It's your opinion. It's an accusation. Now I want to get off that topic, and you can either let me go or I wanted to talk to you about immigration.
So the reason why it's not an accusation was because it was processed through a civil court with a discovery period of over 2 to 3 years, where E. Jean Carroll was to prove via preponderance of evidence to a unanimous jury of 9, when, by the way, the jury didn't have to give a unanimous ruling, that the claim that Donald Trump had raped her is true. And then that was followed up by a countersuit on behalf of Donald Trump, where Donald Trump tried to relitigate the fact that he had raped E. Jean Carroll, where then a second judge in a second suit had also ruled that claim was substantially true, and that was followed up by another year of appeals courts, where every single attempt to make an appeal on behalf of Donald Trump and his representation had failed. Sir, what is an allegation?
Okay, an allegation is the act of accusing somebody, but I'm saying we can run circles all day, and you can.
Okay, that's an act of accusing.
He was not criminally charged. He was not criminally charged.
Okay, so why don't you?
He raped somebody. Why was he not criminally charged? Tell me.
Okay, so I've now explained to you what the proof was.
Well, why was he not put in jail if he raped somebody? Dean, I'm asking you because anybody.
I'm talking to a third grader. Luke, I'm going to say it one word at a time incredibly slowly. Are you ready to listen without interruption?
Holy shit, go ahead.
Okay. Say it after me.
Okay, I'm not doing this bullshit. The woman should have let the statute of limitations expire.
No.
Should have. Agree or disagree?
You're going to follow me here. The reason why E. Jean Carroll did not pursue criminal charges against Trump for raping her was because she literally couldn't. The reason why she literally couldn't was because the statute of limitations set forth by the New York criminal justice system prevented her from possessing the ability to pursue criminal charges. Dan's, thank you for the future city. I appreciate that. So, Luke, listen to my words. Be quiet. Let's get a bubble in the mouth. So, Luke, just because you cannot argue against what I am saying, because what I am saying, as true as the statement that the sky is blue, this does not mean that your counter argument of just asking why she didn't bring forth criminal charges for the 25th time is doing anything outside of making you look really fucking stupid.
The woman shouldn't have let the statute of limitations expire. You want me to repeat it?
Great. So
Did
now
you
your
understand those words?
So now your claim is that the victim of getting raped was in the wrong because she let the statute of limitations expire, not Trump for actually graping her, or not the state of New York for placing a statute of limitations on grape in the first place. That is a great counter argument. Yeah.
Or she wasn't truthful. I mean, it's one or the other, dude. I mean, if it was the truth, she would have went forward with it. It was a public opinion, bro. I mean, it's just it's right in front of you.
Oh, wait. So now your claim is that if a woman got raped, she'll come forth with it immediately, right?
Not 100% of the time, no. No.
Well, it's actually less than 40.
She was already forth with it.
So less than 40% of women that get raped never report it to the authorities in their lifetimes because shitty men like you exist.
She was already there. She was already there in the civil courts, wasn't she?
She was I don't know. Wait. So I'm saying that 60% of women that get raped never report it to the authorities in their lifetime, and then your response is to say that she did. What?
No, but okay. Let me put it in. Why come forward right before an election and not before? Why not come forward when that? Why come forward right before an election?
Good job. It took you 30 minutes.
And not 20 years ago.
Tilda, thank you so much for the star map. So, good job, Luke. It now took you 30 minutes to get to the misogynistic victim-blaming argument that most Trump supporters.
See, there you are, getting emotional, like every liberal.
Hey,
come on.
You're starting to crash out and get emotional by interrupting me. Can we keep it calm? Can we keep it?
I'm saying,
look, you're getting very emotional. You're interrupting me,
buddy. I'm talking.
Well,
you're interrupting me the whole time and muting me.
Because you interrupted me. I understand that Trump supporters don't understand boundaries, but I'm gonna go and give you a boundary like I did to my to my 5-year-old nephew the other day when I was hanging out with him. What I was telling him is that he could only play Xbox until 8:30 p.m. and if he stays up after 8:30 p.m. playing the Xbox, I'll turn it off. Okay.
You do this and you mute me because you want to make yourself look.
Well, here's my boundary for you. If you interrupt me while I'm speaking, I'm gonna mute you. All right. And honestly, you're giving a really similar response to my 5-year-old nephew the other day, because he did stay up past 8:30 playing Xbox, and I did unplug the Xbox, and then he started crying and, crashing out. He's 5 years old. All right, but now you're doing the same thing because I'm making my boundaries with you very vocally clear. If you interrupt me, you'll be muted. But then you interrupt me and I mute you, and all of a sudden it means I'm losing the debate and I'm crashing out and I'm an emotional liberal. Okay, you're acting like the 5-year-old nephew. Okay, buddy? All right, let's calm down a little bit.
You're a good rage baiter. I'll give you that. You're a good rage baiter. I'm just saying, if
now I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. No interruption this time, Luke. Let's put a bubble in the mouth. Can we practice that real quick, buddy? Could you turn on your camera and do a bubble? Could you turn on your camera and do a bubble for me?
Dean, let me just get something straight.
No. Before I move on, could we turn on the camera? Could you do the bubble for me?
You keep muting, buddy. You keep muting, and you won't even get past this and go to the immigration where you're completely wrong.
Well, before we move on to the immigration, I obviously have to address your last argument. I understand that you know that what you're saying is false, so you want to run away from it.
No. I'm just saying that it's all in the facts here, man. Like if there's no fact to put him in jail, it's not a criminal charge, dude. It's an opinion of the public. It's an opinion of the public, my friend.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. She shouldn't have let the statute of limitation expire. She didn't have real factual evidence against Donald Trump.
Okay, so you just made the claim that she didn't have real factual evidence against Donald Trump. So there was
not to put him behind bars, no.
Okay, go ahead and justify that.
Behind bars. Otherwise, he would be behind bars. It's simple. If you do something and you go to court with it, a criminal court, we can agree to disagree. We will disagree. We will
Hey, buddy,
disagree.
you're saying that she didn't have real evidence against Donald Trump and the fact that he did this. So there's over 50 pieces of evidence submitted to the court in the 2 to 3 year discovery period during the civil proceedings that the jury then used as sufficient evidence to hold him liable. Can you please name one of those pieces of evidence? Because obviously, if you're saying that the jury ruled incorrectly without enough evidence of Trump's guilt, this would mean that you've read through the court documents and you know the evidence they ruled on. So go ahead and name one piece of evidence that they ruled on.
Yeah, I mean, she may have, but she didn't present. I'm sorry, but
No. Answer my question. Seriously, name
case
one
law.
piece of evidence. No, name one piece of evidence, Luke. Name one piece of evidence. Name one piece of evidence that the jury in the civil court ruled on. Because your argument right now is that she didn't have real evidence. She couldn't prove that Donald Trump raped her for miscellaneous reasons. All that this means is that the jury in that civil court ruled his guilt without enough evidence. What this would imply is that you've done the research on what evidence they ruled on. Name one piece of evidence that they used to hold Trump liable for raping her.
Okay, you know why I don't have to name anything? Because you don't need evidence, because it's civil court and it means nothing but public opinion. I've said that 500 times.
Okay, really? So you're saying that you don't need evidence in civil courts. How much money are you willing to bet on that claim?
It doesn't matter because it's
No. Hey, seriously, how much money?
Public opinion, my friend. It's a public opinion.
I could prove you.
It's a public opinion.
How much money do you want to bet that I can't prove you certainly wrong in less than 60 seconds?
Go ahead.
How much? No, I want you to put money on it.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to this debate.
No. It's wait. Whoa. You think if evidence was required or not for that ruling is irrelevant to the debate? If Donald Trump is a rapist? What? You're delusional. So you don't wait. I just want to clarify. I just want to clarify that you think evidence that Donald Trump is a rapist is irrelevant to the idea if Donald Trump is a rapist or not. This guy has no clue what's going on. So, but you did say that you don't need evidence to be found guilty in a civil court. How much money are you willing to bet?
My whole fucking savings, it's a civil court. It doesn't mean anything. It's a public opinion.
How much money is that? How much money is that?
I don't know. A couple grand.
Put a number on it.
Go ahead and look it up. Look it up. Go ahead.
I put a number on it. Put a number on it. No. Okay. Are you willing to bet $3,000?
You're throwing number. You're pocket watching right now when we're having.
Are you willing to bet $3,000?
Tell me what the charge in civil court does to him.
I need you to tell me. I need you to tell me. Are you willing to put $3,000 behind your claim that you don't need evidence to be found liable for an action in civil court?
I'm not throwing up money, Dean.
So
I'm not.
Wait, why not? Because you sounded really confident when you were in it when you were saying
because
it. Because
I'm having a simple conversation with you, and you're wrong. So you want to throw up?
Wait, if I'm wrong, why would I be asking you to bet me money on your claim? Wait, Luke, that was the stupidest. Wait, 1 second, Luke. That was the stupidest thing anybody's ever said in my life. You just said because I know I'm wrong, I'm willing to bet money that I'm right. Are you kidding me, Luke? Are you like sentient? Do you have a brain?
Tell me it's not a
you just said that because I know I'm wrong, I'm willing to essentially give you money because I think I'm right? What is going on? Okay, once again, how much money? I want a number. I want a number. How much money are you willing to put behind the claim that you made that you don't need evidence to be held liable for something in a civil court? How much money?
Dean, I'm not putting any money on a stupid claim that is true because I have fucking bills to pay. No one just sits on here and dude. Obviously I don't have more money than you. I'm saying because you're stealing the conversation in a direction you want it to go with evidence when it doesn't relate to the fact that President Trump was never criminally charged and the records do not show that he is a rapist.
Okay, hey, if what you're saying is true and I'm betting you money that it's false, wouldn't this mean that I'd have to give you money?
Yeah, that would, but I'm not putting money on the line. Yeah, that's not.
If what you're saying is, I want a very.
You're losing an argument, so you want to mute me every 5 seconds, and you want to pocket watch. That's what you want to do.
I want a very simple explanation. 1 second, stop crashing out. I want a very simple explanation. If you think what you're saying is true, why would you not be willing to put money behind it? Because if you think what you're saying is true, this would inevitably mean that I'd end up owing you money. You'd just be making it $3,000.
It would, and it's a simple fact of betting. But I'm not a bettor. I'm not a betting man. So
but it wouldn't even be a bet. Let me get this straight. If somebody walked up to you,
gambling money is a bet.
Let me ask you a question. If somebody walked up to you on the street and asked
this is irrelevant.
You're interrupting me. This is why I've been muting you because of interruptions like this. I'm not going to interrupt you this time because I just wanted to vocalize why I've been muting you. But this is the reason why I've been muting you. So if somebody walked up to you on the street and asked you to bet $1,000 that your name's not Luke, would you take the bet because you know it's true that your name is Luke?
No, I'm not a betting man.
Okay.
You're trying to have bets on the debate show. It shows your immaturity, dude. It shows your immaturity that you're.
So you want to accept a bet for $1,000 that your name isn't Luke? Okay.
You're bouncing around what I just said.
Whatever. He doesn't want to put money behind it. That just means that he knows he's wrong. I'm going to go and prove you wrong. So, Luke, I don't want to do the interruptions while I'm proving you wrong. Let me know when I have your full attention.
I will listen if you can listen. Just grow up in debate.
Let me know when I have your attention.
Completely irrelevant.
Let me know when I have.
Completely irrelevant to the whole situation, my
Let,
friend.
let me
Completely.
let me know when I have your attention.
Let me know when you have mine. I mean, you have mine. Let me know when I have yours.
I mean, unfortunately, you've had my attention this whole time.
No, because you keep muting. You keep spouting about money.
Okay, so sir, let me know when I have your attention so I can prove you wrong. Are you ready?
Proceed. Whatever, Dean. Proceed.
Do you need a baby bottle to suck on to stop the tears while you're listening to me?
I mean, I can't see you, but I can only assume you're crying by the way the pitch in your voice is going. But can you proceed without? See, this is what happens with liberals. They get very emotional and start doing personal attacks. Proceed, please.
I'm the emotional one. Got it. Okay, so once again, your claim is that you don't need evidence to be held civilly liable for something in civil court. That claim is incorrect. You do need evidence to be held civilly liable for something in civil court. In fact, you need a preponderance of evidence to be found guilty. My evidence that you need a preponderance of evidence to be found guilty in a civil court is literally federal law and state law in all 50 states, as well as federal civil court. I will now ask you to please go to Google and type in how much evidence do you need to be held liable in civil court. Google will then tell you that you need a preponderance of evidence. You also could go to the jury verdict form, right, from the civil court that held Trump liable for the violent sexual abuse of Eugene Carroll. The verdict form literally asks, via a preponderance of evidence, do you believe that Mr. Trump raped Eugene Carroll? So, in other words,
let me stop you there. Liable for
wrong.
what? Liable for what? Jail, criminal record, liable for what?
Liable for her
in the civil
violent
court,
sexual abuse.
or just assume me for my money because of your public opinion.
Okay,
tell me.
So now you're changing the topic. What we're
No,
supposed to
I'm replying to one of the comments you said that was completely like you didn't elaborate.
I will let you respond to whatever you want after you could respond to the base point that I proved you wrong about not needing evidence to be held liable in civil court. Just respond to that base point, and then I'll let you do your circles and throw your tantrum about other shit. But just stay with that base point.
Go ahead. All right, is it my turn to respond?
Yeah, for sure. Respond about the base point that you made that I proved wrong about how you don't need evidence to be held civilly liable for something in civil court, because they literally require a standard of a preponderance of evidence.
Yeah, that's fine. They can. Okay, did you not comprehend? Like, I never said that. Did you not comprehend like what I said 500 times about the difference in the opinionated court and the judicial, like the criminal court? It's too.
So now would be a good time for me to kick you, Luke, because now you're misrepresenting your own claims. So if you're going to come up here to debate me, and then you make a claim that you don't need any evidence to be held civilly liable in civil court, and then I prove it wrong, you can't just
You need
simply
evidence
say
first. You need evidence in civil court.
Okay.
Yes, you do need evidence.
So then
in
say,
civil
Dean, I concede to you I was wrong. Say it. Say it, little bro.
I'm sorry.
Say, Dean, you were right. I was wrong, and I concede.
I said civil court is not criminal. The statute of limitations, yes, the statute of limitations, but it doesn't negate.
Whoa. So we've been talking about this for the last. We've been talking about this for the last 30 minutes, and you think that
he's not a recorded criminal.
Whoa. So you think that? So we've been talking about this for the last 30 minutes, and we haven't moved on from the differences between civil and criminal court. In the last 30 minutes, you didn't pick up that.
You don't understand the difference. You don't, and you keep muting me. It's mutual respect, dude. You don't understand the difference. I'm trying to get it through your head.
Christ.
You get mad when you do personal attacks. Just have a fucking conversation.
Luke, I'm honestly a whole lot more calm than I should be. You know, honestly, Luke, like if I wanted to, I could be blowing up on you right now, calling you all the expletives.
I wouldn't give a shit. Do what you want. That's what liberals
Hey, Luke,
do, man.
can you stop? Can you stop crashing out and getting emotional? And can you let me finish
Buddy,
speaking?
I'm trying to have a conversation. You keep muting me. I personally think that's you getting emotional. You saying I need a baby bottle. That's a very emotional thing to say.
Once again, I mute you when you interrupt me. It's that simple.
Well, you weren't talking. Go ahead, but proceed. Go ahead.
I wasn't talking. So I was talking, and I'm going to continue to speak. So you said that I'm getting angry. You said that I'm crashing out. Well, honestly, I'm giving you a lot more patience than I think 99.9% of people in my shoes would. Luke, this entire time, you've been completely, demonstrably wrong about everything you've said.
False.
Okay, Luke, why are you interrupting me?
Because you're here calling me an idiot, calling me dumb, calling me emotional. I'm not offended. I'm just saying.
I just said that you were demonstrably wrong about what you said.
Why are you interrupting me? Why are you interrupting me, Dean?
Because you're interrupting me. So let's do
Dean.
without the interruptions. I'm going to count down from
Take
5.
turns.
Let's get the bubble.
I'm gonna count down from 5. We'll take turns. 5, 4,
Okay, we
3.
we take turns. It's what we're supposed to do in productive dialogue. So I'm going to
You-
continue with
you
my
first.
turn. No, I was already talking, so I'm going to continue to talk. Are you ready?
Well, you have 2 minutes. Go.
Thank you so much for the whale diving. I appreciate that. So you said that I don't understand the differences between civil and criminal court. Okay? I'm going to tell you what the differences are. The two big differences between civil and criminal court is the level of evidence that is required to determine guilt and the amount of jurors. Am I right or am I wrong?
Sure, you're right.
Okay, so then I do
Go ahead.
understand the difference between civil and criminal courts, right?
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, you do. But is civil court based on opinions or facts?
Based on facts.
Okay. So if somebody grapes somebody in civil court, if it's based on facts, why are they not getting prosecuted? Why are they not being put in jail?
Because civil courts determine
facts.
financial
Yeah,
responsibility. Civil courts don't send people to jail.
Okay. It's facts, but it's not criminal. So it's
Right.
two different things.
So there's a difference. Okay. So now you're just suggesting that there's a difference between civil and criminal courts. I just explained what that difference was. Captain Obvious, we all know that there's a difference between civil and criminal courts. How is this proving my point wrong? That Donald Trump
We're
is an
running
adjudicated
around in
rapist?
circles here, Dean. We're running around in circles, and it's not going anywhere.
Do you know why it's not going anywhere, Luke? It's because you're a man-child. That's why. That's why. And everybody watching agrees. Even, honestly, the Trump supporters at this point. I honestly bet that the Trump supporters watching this live literally think that I've paid you to come up here and act as a child to make MAGA look bad.
Dude, see, there you go being emotional. Just let me talk instead of muting me. Like, you're being emotional. Calm down, Dean. Take 2 deep breaths and let me talk. He doesn't have a record. There's no criminal record showing his definitely being a rapist. There's no criminal record. I appreciate that that's your opinion, but Trump has no criminal record of being a rapist. Therefore, he's not a rapist. I don't know why we're stuck in this conversation. It's making you look dumb because you're supposed to be the smart one that studies this. I don't study this. I just wanted to hop on here and talk to you, and you're getting emotional and calling people names. Let's just calm down and breathe, and then you can either stay on this, like I don't know why you are, or we can move on to illegal immigrants, which do not belong in the United States.
So at the same time that E. Jean Carroll was suing Donald Trump for raping her because she couldn't pursue criminal litigations that the statute of limitations had passed, so were around 25 victims of grape that they had experienced as children at the hand and behest of church fathers. Okay? So my question to you would be, for all of the victims of grape at the hand of church fathers that they experienced when they're children, who were adults, when they pursued civil litigation against those church fathers, keep in mind they couldn't pursue criminal litigation because of the same statute of limitations that impacted E. Jean Carroll, would you say every single one of those adults that were able to successfully sue old church fathers for grape in civil courts were not true victims of grape, since their rapist was only held civilly liable and did not have a criminal record?
Yes, they can sue.
No, I asked you if they were true victims of grape, even though their rapist didn't have a criminal record, since they only brought them to civil court as the statute of limitations had passed.
I don't know, is there factual evidence of them being raped? Is there any factual evidence to put them behind bars? And if so, yes. If it's right in front of you, yes. If they have no factual evidence, then no. It's just an accusation. It's just an opinion.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? Once again, the question is, for all of these adults that were able to successfully hold their rapist liable in civil court because they couldn't bring it to criminal court because of the same statute of limitations, for all the individuals that successfully convinced the unanimous jury of 9 that their rapist had raped them, were their rapists true rapists even though they were not prosecuted criminally?
If they're not prosecuted criminally, then no, they're not true. They're not criminally on record as a rapist. No.
Okay, and you think that you need to be criminally on record as a rapist in order to be a rapist?
Okay, Dean, why don't we champion to change the statute of limitations
So
to
I
those
just want to clarify. Your position is you need to be
officially
criminally
charge people. It's two different things.
I just need to
Go
clarify.
ahead.
You need to be criminally on record as a rapist to be a rapist, right?
No, not at all.
Okay, so then Donald
need to
Trump's
be
a rapist
criminally
even
on
though he's not
record.
criminally on record.
That's your opinion. You need to be criminally on record as a rapist to be charged as a rapist. That's crap.
So you just said that you need to be criminally on record as a rapist in order to be criminally on record as a rapist. That's your stance?
No. To say somebody is a factual rapist, they need to be criminally charged as a rapist.
Okay.
If
all
a
right.
rapist. You can't just say your opinion that, oh my gosh, don't, without factual evidence being charged in court.
Okay.
If
Well,
they're
let's see how this position holds up, buddy. How many black enslaved individuals during American slavery were victims of rape at the hand of factual rapists?
Not sure. Tell me.
Was there more than 0?
I don't know. Tell me. I wasn't around.
You don't know if there was a non-zero amount of enslaved individuals raped.
Was I back? No, I wasn't there. I mean, I wasn't there. I didn't look into it. Tell me, how many were there?
So you weren't there. All I'm asking you is if we could agree that there was at least one.
I'm sure there was.
Okay. Well, according to your stance, you're actually not sure of that, since it was not illegal, meaning the rapists were never criminally on record as a rapist.
See, you don't understand what I'm saying is that there's rapists out there all over the world that haven't been criminally charged. I'm saying the only way to put them behind bars is them being criminally charged.
You're saying that the only way to put them behind bars is for them to be criminally charged. We agree that the only way you could determine criminal responsibility is if you're found guilty in a criminal court, you absolute fucking doofus. But that's not what we're debating. We're debating if Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist or not. Okay? All right. Obviously, Donald Trump isn't behind bars. Hey, Luke, I have a question. How many continents are there?
There are 7.
Name them.
Okay. South America, America, Europe.
You're already wrong. You absolute fucking buffoon. How can I trust that I'm having a debate with an intelligent interlocutor that will bring forth intellectual discovery to further their point and refute my own when you think that America is a goddamn continent? Fucking hell. Yeah, I'm gonna go and thank a couple people for their donations. I need to I'm seriously
South America, North America. I said that.
You didn't. You said America, right? Now that the chat has informed you. But anyways, I'm going to thank my donations. I'm honestly on the edge of, losing my patience with you because you're a child, okay? But honestly, I think that I need to be kind to children, and maybe that this is a good learning experience for me. But I'm going to go and thank the donors. Gentle, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate you so much for the love. We got to read their message. Oh, we're going to have fun reading the donation messages. So Gentle says, Dean is doing the laborious and essential work to pedantically and minutely break down these non-fact Dunning-Kruger opinion-saturated clowns who have never studied or reflected on anything. Make knowledge cool again. Thanks. Thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Are you going to keep
intentionally wasting my time? Or are you going to have a fucking debate because you sound like you sound?
Oh, that pissed you off.
No. I'm saying you're going to keep wasting my time, or you're going to jump around from what's this content to that. We know
we're going to move on to thanking Sid for the $100 over on YouTube Super Chat. 1 second, I'm thanking my donors. Thank you for the $100 on Super Chat, Sid. That is incredibly kind of you. Saying hi, Dean, and happy chat Thursday. Hope you are well. This guy's an idiot. She didn't actually say that, but that's what she was thinking. Thank you so much for the love, Sid. I really appreciate that. Let's get 1,000 Sid W's. As well as Heidi, thank you so much for the 80 Australian dollars over on YouTube Super Chat. Let's get 800 Heidi W's down below. Thank you, Dean, for not allowing these guests to get away with their willful ignorance. Heidi's talking about you and your willful ignorance, by the way, buddy.
You're trolling. You're a good rage baiter, man.
Oh, this is pissing him off. This is pissing him off. Yo, Diane, I appreciate you for the $10 over on Venmo. I really appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the love, Diana.
I just want to know.
Yo, buddy, calm down while I'm thanking my donors. Can you?
I don't give a fuck about your. I'm debating with you.
I'm gonna need you to calm down. He's doing the temper tantrum, everybody. Luke, calm down. Wait for me to finish thanking my donors. Oh my god. I'm gonna bang into a wall. Luke, calm down while I'm thanking my donors. You very small man.
You very small. You're a fucking insult.
He's crashing
Calm down,
the
Dean.
toddler.
Dean, come on, man.
Okay, he's done. I'm going to go back to thanking my donors. Arieli, thank you for the $1 over on Venmo. I appreciate that. Karen, thank you so much for the $1 as well. And Erica, I really appreciate you for the $25 over on Venmo. Erica says, Dean, I'm not sure how today turned into baby bottle gate, but between yours and Parker's lives, these MAGA men are so angry and upset today. What's next? Dude, yeah, this guy's lost it. This guy's fucking lost it.
I could agree. If I lost, everyone send Dean $100 if I lost. If I lost, if that's the case, everyone send Dean $100. If we want to throw money around like Dean was doing, let's bet money. Let's give him $100. So very simple. I mean, if you don't want to get onto the illegal immigration, I'll move on. I'll move on because you're wasting my fucking time, buddy.
Oh no, Luke. Oh no, Luke.
Dean, come on, man. Are we
Oh
moving
no.
on? Or are we just...
Oh no. JP, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. The crash ad is real. I don't have 100, but here's
JP.
5. I would send you 100 if I could. Amber, thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal because this guy's crashing out. And Kristen with $100 over on Venmo because he's lost it. Thank you for the $100, Kristen. Show some love to Kristen down below in the chat for the $100 donation over on Venmo. Y'all, please show some love to Kristen down below in that chat literally right now. I really appreciate you for the love. Wolverine with a yacht. Thank you so much for the luxury yacht, Wolverine, because he's crashing out. I really appreciate that. Megan with $100 over on Venmo saying, not sorry you lost, Luke. Peter with $100 over on Venmo saying Luke lost. Also, his TikTok page is the... What is going on? Oh my God! Lisa with $100 on Venmo, spammy W's. Jessica with $100 on Venmo saying you won because he's a brain dead clown. Amanda with $100 over on Venmo saying fuck Luke. Erica with $100 on Venmo saying baby lost. Jill with the $100 on Venmo saying that this guy's a bozo. Christian with the $5. Amber with $100 on Venmo saying, you know what? Here you go, L guest. Susan with the $100 over on Venmo saying, saying, haha. Oh my God. Oh my God. What the fuck? Amber with the $100 over on Venmo saying that this guy lost. Dude, I'm seriously about to pass the fuck out. I'm about to pass the fuck out, bro. Andrew with the $54 over on the PayPal saying this is $100 in New Zealand. Hope it counts. Thank you for the love. Brooke with the $10. Lima, thank you for the $5. Maya with a 1. And Michelle, thank you so much for the $100 over on PayPal.
I never helped you, buddy.
Michelle, thank you so much for the $100 over on PayPal because he lost. And Beth with the $100 over on Venmo. Beth says sending a second $100 as you missed my first donor. He definitely lost. Beth, thank you for the $200. Emmanuel with the $100 over on Venmo. What the fuck? Oh my God. Emmanuel with $100 saying Luke has no clue. He doesn't understand facts. Connor with the $100 over on Venmo saying Luke doesn't know what he's saying.
Wasting my time, buddy. You have a great night, though. Have a great night. No, I just want to say I do respect your opinion.
Alex with the $25 because Luke lost. Thank you so much for the $25, Alex. Ashley with the $100 over on Venmo saying take the L, Luke. Ashley with the $100. Amanda with the $25 saying that was pure ART. Zamir with the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. Lindsay with the $5. I really appreciate you so much for the love, Lindsay. What did you do, Luke?
Dude, I helped you out so much.
Anna, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo for Luke's diaper change. What did you...
I just made you my weekly salary. Let's go.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah. You done? You done? Or what's going on here? I can't even see you. It's like a black screen. My diaper change.
Oh my God! I didn't even look at the YouTube super chats. I didn't even look at the YouTube super chats this whole time. I haven't even looked at the YouTube super chats. Mike with the $100 super chat over on YouTube because Luke lost. Oh my God. Diana with the $100 super chat over on YouTube saying thank you for what you do. I'm spreading joy. What the fuck? That's not even all. I can't even see all. I can't. Oh my God. There's like, oh my God. There's like 20 $100 super chats. I can't even like read all them. Amaro with a $100 super chat over on YouTube because Luke lost. There's literally Amy with the $100 super chat over on YouTube because Luke lost. Sid with another $100 super chat over on YouTube because Luke lost.
How do you lose an opinionated
there's so many of them. I can't even read them all. I seriously can't even read them all. Chat,
used to be there, man. I fell off.
if there's absolutely any $100 super chat on YouTube that I'm missing, please let me know. There's so many of them that I can't click on them individually.
Holy
This
shit,
is
you just got
fucking
a gift.
insane. Buzzsaw, thank you so much for the $20. I really appreciate that. Caitlin, thank you so much for the $20 over on super chat. Bill with a 20 as well.
Yo, you cannot say.
Oh my
yeah,
God!
You can't say I didn't help you, Dean.
Please, guys,
You can't say
please
I
let me
didn't
know
help
down
you,
below
Dean.
in the chat if there's anybody I'm missing. Heidi, thank you so much. Yeah, guys, respond like with a W to all of the $100
can
super
now
chats,
debate
just so I can
Charlie
make sure I
Kirk.
can
He can
identify
afford
them.
his hour.
And then also, let's see, Kira with the $100 super chat over on Venmo saying, "Tell Luke he needs to go back to school. Dean, you rock. Keep on doing what you're
Dude, I'm
doing.
in
Thank you,
school,
Kira."
man. Come on,
Logan with the
brother.
$100 super chat.
don't
Sorry,
study
Venmo saying, "I'll guess
politics.
this guy's lost." Megan with the
medical
$50
genius.
super chat saying that this guy's flunking out of nursing school. Kari with the 5. Simone with the 5.
out of nursing
Thank you
school is
guys so
crazy.
much.
That's
And then
disrespect, man.
Coda with the $100 super chat over on YouTube saying that you cooked them. Mel with the $100 super chat on Venmo on YouTube saying that Luke is a loser. Dust, thank you for the $100 super chat over
What,
on
Dean?
that you're a fucking loser. Dust with the $100 super chat over on YouTube with $100 as well. Coda with the $100 super chat. Thank you, Coda and Dust.
dude ain't doing
Heather
shit.
with the $10
Give me
over
my
on
money.
PayPal. Darion with the $5 over on Venmo.
Give me my money. I paid you, brother. Chat, I'm actually not insecure. I was just trolling. Yo, good. I mean, I respect your intelligence. I just don't agree with you. We're never. I mean, two sides are never gonna.
We're gonna move on to the next guest. I don't even. I'm sorry. I'm not usually just like silent. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Guys. Thank you. I don't think I've ever been silent like this before. That was like that. That was like, I mean, I'm looking at the Amber with another $100 over on PayPal. Thank you for the love, Amber. What the fuck? Thank you, Amber. That was like, dude, that was like $4,000 or $5,000. For everybody that was involved with that, I want to like I want to thank you so much for your love. I don't know what to say. This never happens to me. My whole thing, the reason why there's over 20,000 people watching live is because I always know what to say. I'm selling right now. I don't know what to say. I'm so incredibly thankful for every single one of you. That was one of the craziest things that is, I just thank you guys. Thank you. You guys are so incredibly kind. Literally so fucking incredibly kind. So kind it's even hard to put into words. We're gonna go ahead and get back to the debates. I'm seriously lost for fucking words, bro. I don't even know what to say. We'll go ahead and get back to the debates. But please, I want to just see because there's not even like a specific name that I could attribute to it. I just want to see like W donors in both of the live chats until we end today. Because I don't want that to be forgotten. I just want to see W donors in the live chats for the rest of the day. I'm not even kidding. But we are going to go ahead and hop back into the debates, everybody. And while we're getting the next Trump supporter up here, seriously, guys, please show some love. We also have Santana up here for just a brief moment to talk about Juneteenth. So Santana, if you'd like to take it away real quick, please.
Yeah,
You have the center
yeah.
stage.
Absolutely. Thank you for giving me a moment. Chat, happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. I just want to come on and give everyone just a little bit of information about Juneteenth. First and foremost, just to make sure everyone knows what Juneteenth is. Juneteenth is the official day where the last remaining slaves that were in Texas found out that they were free. It happened on July the 19th, 1865. 30 months after the Emancipation Proclamation that was signed by Abraham Lincoln. So even after it was signed, there were still black people that were slaves. So today, black people celebrate the history of officially being free. Now, even though Juneteenth is celebrated, there was still about 2 to 3 years later where there were still black people still being enslaved in Texas by mayors in different cities and even U.S. Marshals who were trying to force black people into the military. So today is a day that we actually celebrate in Black history. And the last thing that I want to say is, first and foremost, this is my new account. This is the main account. So if you're not following this account, make sure you hit this button. But this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, I will have a special Juneteenth panel, Brunch with My Creator, where there'll be multiple Black creators talking about the Black experience, Black America, and also Black excellence as we break down Juneteenth. So if you're available, this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, we will have a special Brunch with My Creator with a bunch of different Black creators. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Last but not least, if you want to actually do something to support Juneteenth, find a Black-owned business, not a big box company or anything like that, but a Black-owned business, and show some support. Two of my favorite is Black and Bold Coffee. Dean, I don't know if you had that, but it's amazing.
I'll have to try it. You know I love coffee.
I know you do. I just thought I didn't know why I didn't tell you that before. Literally the best coffee I've ever had. And also Uncle Nearest. So if you guys are interested, check out one of those two. Those are two of my personal favorites. Anyway. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for coming up. Juneteenth deserves to be talked about.
Absolutely.
And I want to throw this out there. In fact, we could talk about it privately. But if you want, because you said 2 p.m. Eastern, that's like 2 or so hours before I start my live. If you want, I could just use my phone to join on my account and then just mute it and not talk or anything. But just to have a notification or a way for more people to more visibility for the live if you want.
Yeah, no. Listen, I would appreciate it. I'll definitely hit you up. I mean, any visibility, because there's going to be some really great creators there that don't necessarily get attention or things like that. So, no, that would be awesome. I'll text you about it. That would be great.
Yeah. Perfect timing. Seriously, perfect timing. I'd love to do that. So let me know.
All right, perfect. I appreciate you having me up, bro.
Thank you for coming up, Santana. Have a good rest of your day, man.
See you later.
See you later. All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and hop back into the debates here. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Trump. And then also, if there was absolutely anybody, and I mean anybody that I missed, if there's anybody that I missed when I was thanking all of the donations, please send a message under your donation so I can make sure that I thank you. If there's anybody that I missed, please do that. But let's go and get that next guest up here at this point in time, guys. If you are in that queue, make sure that means that you are a Trump supporter. We'll happily get you up here. I'm already seeing one that I missed. Sam, thank you for the $100 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love, Sam. Huge shout out to Sam. Okay. All right, we're going to go to get that next guest up in the box right now, everybody. We got Blaze loading into the box. If you are MAGA and at least 18 and you'd like to come up here and have a debate with me, please let me know down below in that chat. I will happily pull you up onto the live. Dude, Kathy, thank you for the $100 over on Venmo, saying missed Luke, but thank you for everything that you do, guys. Okay, you guys gotta stop. You guys gotta stop. Thank you so much for the love, Kathy, as well as Brian with the $10. That guy has a little bit of, he's cutting out. Brian with the $10 over on Venmo, and then Nita, thank you so much for the love, and thank you for pinning the message. Thank you, Nita. Shout out to Nita. We're gonna go to move on to the next guest. Everybody, give us a minute. As well as Cordelia, thank you for the $50 over on PayPal. Shout out to Cordelia, as well as Javes. That is Javes. Thank you so much for the love, Javes. And what is going on, Jason? How old are you?
Well, I just want to say one thing, that Jesus is the one true king.
Okay. Do you want to debate on
I just want to say that.
Do you want to debate on why you support Trump?
I'm okay.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, see you, Jason. We're gonna move on to the next guest, guys. Please keep in mind that we are just looking for Trump supporters. And Livia with a $100 donation up front. Venmo, saying there's nothing better than watching you put the very men who'd always talk over me and other women I know in their place. Olivia, thank you so much for the $100. Show some love to Olivia down below. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you. What's going on, Caden? Are you MAGA?
Yes.
Okay, how old are you?
18.
18, phenomenal. What year were you born in?
2006. 27/11/06.
Okay, what time is it?
12:35 a.m.
All right, no worries. We
in
are
the
just looking to
UK.
talk to individuals from America, guys. You got to be at least 18 from America and support Donald Trump. Then also, Sophia, thank you for pinning your donation. I didn't see that earlier. Thank you for the love, Sophia. What is going on, Kyler? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, all right, take it away, man. Tell us why you support the man, the myth, the failure, Donald J. Trump.
Well, I just want to say that the one true king is LeBron James. Boom, 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 boom.
All right, we're going to move on to the next guest. Just trying to find a legitimate debate. We're going to try to find a legitimate debate here. What's going on? Do you support Tyler? Tyler, what's up? Do you support Trump?
I just have one thing to say. I don't know why education isn't free for Republicans. It seems like none of them have brain cells.
8, Tyler. Moving on to the next guest. Let's go and get that next guest up in the box, everybody. We're going to go get that next guest loaded in right now. Guys, please keep in mind that we are only looking for some debates. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
19.
Phenomenal. So take it away. Tell us why you support the man, the myth, the failure, Donald J. Trump.
I support the man. I support his policies. I've always had. I think he'll just revive the country, bring it back. I'm already seeing gas prices are going lower. I support the tariffs.
Okay.
I know some people may not, but I do support the tariffs.
Okay, phenomenal. So let's start off with the first point there about gas prices. What has Trump done to reduce the price of gas?
Well, you know.
Oh, he's lagging.
Seeing him going down. It's not my concern how he got it down, but sorry.
Man's got MAGA mobile.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I think that we're back. So how did he reduce the price of gas?
Oh, I have T-Mobile mobile. Yeah. I didn't really want to come on here and talk about Trump, but I just wanna say I like what you're doing.
What's her name? What is
All
the
right,
background
Cookie
say?
King Mob.
Okay, I just came up here to say
Cookie
that
King
mugs me. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to the next guest here, everybody. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. We got Moon loading in, y'all. It is incredibly difficult to find anybody.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's going on? Are you MAGA? Do you support Trump?
I'm on the fence. I did the first term when he first ran the first time. This last election, I didn't vote for either party.
Okay, how old are you?
31.
31, phenomenal. So if you're on the fence, that means that there's some reasons why you might like his presidency or some good things that he's done that you could identify. Let's go over that. Like, what are the good things that you could identify that Trump stands for, that he's done, or that he's going to do?
Like the previous gentleman said, he had mentioned that the fact that our gas was going down and stuff, that had partly to do with the expansion of domestic energy production. So that played a factor into why gas went down. Also, tax incentives and deregulation.
Are you talking right now or under his first term?
Under his first term.
Okay. So the Biden-Harris administration produced more domestic crude oil in their 4 years than Donald Trump did in his first 4 years. The most he ever produced in any given month was in December of 2019 at 12.8 thousand barrels of oil per day. The Biden-Harris administration produced more than 13,000 barrels of oil per day for a year straight, starting in July of 2014 until the end of their term. So you're wrong.
Okay, and then another reason that I had supported Trump the first go around was his tax cuts and the job. Excuse me, tongue-tied. My child just walked in here. Tax cuts and job acts.
Okay. And why did you support that?
Because it would reduce the tax burden for most of the business people here in America.
Most of the business people. When you say business people, do you mean the rich?
I mean, high middle to higher class. I fall within that high middle, so that benefits me directly because I own my own business.
Right. Well, hey, actually, so like his round of tax cuts this administration are only going to help the top 20% of income earners, people making over $120,000 per year. It's going to reduce the after-tax income for everybody else, and it's going to do so regressively, meaning the less you make, the more you're going to lose in your after-tax income. So apart from a redistribution of wealth from the poor to the rich being incredibly immoral, which is something maybe I wouldn't be able to get you to see, right? You just care about the numbers. It's also just pragmatically inefficient for the best economy because we have to remember that 80% of Americans that are going to lose money every single year because of the tax policy are the consumers of your business and other businesses of the like. So it creates an overall weakened economy when the average American is doing less with less money to spend, less money to save, and a lower level of consumer confidence. So
Right.
that's why you shouldn't support his tax policy.
Okay. The reason I didn't vote this term for either party in Kamala, the biggest reason not voting for Kamala were a lot of the issues she had while she was in office. And this is before becoming a VP or an actual president elect. Oh no, I can't hear any audio from your end. I'm not sure if I'm muted.
Hey, sorry, I had to send a quick voice message to my girlfriend. Would you like to repeat that?
I said a big part as to why I didn't vote for Kamala during this past election.
Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala. Sorry, my bad.
No worries.
Just because of some of the things that did pop up during her days in office, not as a VP or anything, but well before she was a VP.
Okay, so what are the specific reasons why you didn't like Harris?
Okay, so there were some wrongful prosecutions that popped off in San Francisco during California and when she was an AG in office.
Okay, wrongful prosecutions are like an unfortunate result of a realistic criminal justice system. Now, we want to be able to get the lowest level of wrongful prosecutions as possible, but like wrongful prosecutions have always existed and exist today in every single county in America.
Right.
So why would we be like saying that some level of wrongful prosecutions was a reason to not support Kamala Harris?
So when you're someone of power, that plays a part in whether or not someone is prosecuted or not prosecuted, and someone is getting prosecuted wrongfully, that is a deciding factor.
Could you give me an example of these wrongful prosecutions?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I have some factorials right here in front of me. Give me one.
I'm just trying to determine like what your argument is. Okay, I guess while she's looking for that, there's a handful of people I could thank here. Cordelia, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. That is so incredibly kind of you, Cordelia. Thank you so much, y'all. Show some love to Cordelia down below in that chat. As well as Ruby with $1. Thank you so much for the love. Z with $5, Alessandro with $5, and Kinsley with $2. I appreciate you guys so much. As well as MMF. Thank you for the $150 donation over on PayPal. Jesus Christ, MMF. They say, a bit late, so a bit extra for that flurry. Way to go, Dean. Dude, MMF, thank you so much for the love. For the $150 donation over on PayPal. That's seriously fucking nuts. Thank you, MMF. Guys, please show some love to MMF down below in that comment section right now. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you. That is incredibly kind. So take it away, Moon.
Okay, so during her tenure in San Francisco District Attorney, there was a prosecution against Teresa Sheenan. She was a woman with schizophrenia who had been shot by police during her mental health break.
Okay, so there was like police negligence. So we could agree that that's bad?
Yes.
What does this tell us about Kamala Harris?
There was a point of connection that was raising questions about her approach, depending. Excuse me.
Wait. A prosecutor wouldn't have any involvement in the negligence of the police officers.
But Harris's office charged Sheenan with assaulting an officer, even though she was going through a mental outbreak due to schizophrenia, instead of going through the proper channels to figure out, okay, was she competent in her right mind to have done so? Or, hey, what are we going to do in terms of where this person should be?
Okay, so
You understand my mindset?
Yeah, okay. So you're saying that the not her office, but the office of the district prosecutors made a decision to charge her. Can you please show me that she was involved in this decision?
So it was her office. She was a DA at the time.
I know, but like she's not going to be involved with like the prosecution of like assault on an officer. So what was her direct involvement?
So I don't know how you guys go about looking up law and stuff, but in terms of like a DA's office and stuff, when things go through their offices, it does come across her desk. She does check off whether or not, hey, we're going to press through on this, or no, hey, this is not going to come past our table.
Okay, all right.
So that's her play in that.
She gave the signature on pressing charges against an individual that assaulted an officer for assaulting an officer while they were experiencing a mental health break. So, okay, actually, I could agree with you here, right? Maybe in those scenarios, right, charging them, it wouldn't be the best outcome, and that there's some better resolution to the issue here, and that she shouldn't have signed off on that. We could agree. We could agree. Okay, now we've identified something that Kamala Harris has done in her career that wasn't good. Okay, but now let's see how this stacks up when compared to the things that Donald Trump has done that aren't good. All right? I don't think that this compares to raping E. Jean Carroll. I don't think that this compares to calling for a total and complete shutdown of all new Muslims coming into America. I don't think that this compares to being a 34-count convict felon that has now taken the Oval Office and attempted to consolidate power to the federal branch of our government to send immigrants without due process, violating their human and constitutional rights to Center for Terrorists in El Salvador. I don't think that this compares to fulfilling all 14 characteristics of fascism. I don't think that this compares to relaunching war in the Middle East. I don't think that this compares to calling all black people lazy. I don't think that this compares to advocating for the death penalty. I mean, so can we see here how, like, even if I grant you that that was a bad decision that she made, and honestly, I will grant that, it still doesn't compare to any of the bad things that Trump has done. I mean, shit, I didn't even point out there how he's, like, openly boasted about walking into the changing rooms of naked underage teens and naked adult women in women's only spaces.
Correct. I am going to say again, because I said at the beginning, but I just want to reiterate it because I'm reading the comments as you're speaking as well. I did not vote this term for either party because I was not.
Still support Donald Trump, but like, could we like see there how like Kamala Harris has a significantly better track record and background compared to Trump?
Excuse me, say that one more time.
Can you see there how Kamala Harris has a significantly better background and character compared to Trump?
Yes, I can see that.
Oh, okay. All right. So then why would you be in the middle of the road? Because you're basically like, what I want to drink? A cup of water with maybe a couple dirt molecules in it, or a cup of bleach. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like you should be agnostic between those options.
I feel like with the things that I have seen in the first run through Trump, and then with things that I've read about Kamala past and present, I'm sorry, I keep pronouncing that wrong, my apology. It's just one of those things where when I was pros and cons list, right? You look at it, you compare. I did not come to a space where I felt comfortable voting for either party this election.
All right, well, we're going to go to kick you and move on. Let's try to find somebody that does like support Trump, because I want to be able to talk to people that are like in the middle of the road. But like, honestly, I feel like most of the time when people come up here and try to run that argument, it's usually just like a bad faith rhetorical subversion to the points that I'll make. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll be able to like very clearly demonstrate how like it is the case that you shouldn't be on the fence and you should run as far away from Trump as possible. But like the suggestion that they are in the fence is just a way to kind of get out of anything that I say. You know what I mean? So you'll be like, oh, I don't know. So I don't know. It just seems kind of unproductive. But what's going on, Landon? Do you support Trump?
Fuck that orange bitch.
Oh, dude, Landon's cooking. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. Just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded into the box. If you're one of the 13.5 thousand people watching and you support Trump and you'd like to come up here and debate, let me know down below in that chat. We'll get you pulled up here. Real shit, Landon. God, he was cooking. All right, everyone, give us a moment here. Everyone, give us a moment here. We're going to go and get the next guest loaded into the box. We got Katie loading up right now, everybody. Seriously, just trying to find anybody to come up here and have a debate. What's going on, Katie? Do you support Trump? It looks like Katie's not here, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go to Haley. And oh my God, yo, Samantha, thank you for the $100 over on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love. Let's get 1,000. Samantha W's down below. Samantha, that is insane. Thank you so much. Samantha says, watch you every day. Would rather pay this monthly than Netflix. Well, see, the cool thing about this is that you don't have to pay anything to watch my content. But you did because of the kindness of your heart. I really appreciate you for your generosity, Samantha, guys. Show some love to Samantha down below in that comment section right fucking now. Show some love. Oh my God. Thank you so much. What's going on, Haley? Do you support Trump?
Hi, sorry, I was just running upstairs so I could have some better Wi-Fi because it low-key sucks. But I'm also kind of like on the fence, but it's not really. I'm not very like politically knowledgeable, if I'm being completely honest. Like I'm not too into it, but I've gotten mixed opinions on like both points of view, I guess. And
Oh,
I was
Haley.
wondering if you could kind of answer like.
Haley, it sounds like your connection is a little bit bad, but how old are you? Yeah, sorry, Haley. Your connection is too bad. Yeah, she wasn't lying about that connection, folks. She was not lying about that connection. We're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. All right, we're going to move on. Here we go, guys. What is going on, Tyler? Do you support Trump?
I do support Trump.
Oh, Tyler, is that you in your profile picture?
No, that's a guy who I like.
Okay.
Bear the Voice is his name.
Okay,
I
how-
like his moral views.
How old are you?
I am 20.
20 years old, support Trump. All right, take it away. Tell us why you support Trump, man.
Okay, I liked Trump's idea of taking trans women and men out of sports.
Okay. How many trans women compete in the NCAA?
You know, I'm not very knowledgeable on it, but I like the fact that he's doing it.
I'll tell
I
you.
will admit I'm not too
I'll tell you.
knowledgeable about it, but I do like that.
I'll tell you, 16. So I don't know. I just don't think that, like the direction that the GOP is heading in of instead of advocating to make the life better of the 330 million humans living in this country, you instead decide that you're okay with fascism because at least the fascists will make life worse for 16.
Right. Okay.
You know?
Sorry, that's all I had to say. I just liked watching the live stream.
Do you mind
Just
if
wondered what you thought about
Do you mind
it.
if I ask you a follow-up question here?
Yeah, sure.
So you don't really like the idea of trans women in women's spaces, right? Sports, dressing rooms, or bathrooms, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, I'm personally okay with all three of those things. But let me ask you a question. What if it wasn't a trans woman, but it was a cis man like you or I that walked into a woman's changing room or dressing room? How would that make you feel? And they did it just.
I
to
don't think
prove on
that's
the
right
women's
either.
space.
And like Trump doing that, I guess it's like a double standard.
Right. Well, it's actually.
I will admit, but
it's a double standard from the view that trans women are men. It's not a double standard from my view because trans women are not men. Under my view, trans women are women. Right. But basically, I do find it hypocritical for you to say that you care so much about
Alexa.
women, and that for that reason you really want to keep quote unquote men out of their spaces, but then you turn around and you make a definite man who has boasted about barging into women and teenage girls' spaces while they were naked and perved on them while they were changing. That is pretty hypocritical, can't you admit?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, do you want to address the hypocrisy, or is that kind of all you wanted to say?
I just like his idea that it's kind of bringing a sense of fairness back to it, because like there's lots of cases of men going into women's sports and just absolutely crushing records, and it kind of makes it unfair
You're back,
for
you're
like
back
the
to
women who
talking
train
about
really hard. And
you're back to talking about the trans women, and that's also not true. Like take Leah Thomas for instance. Leah Thomas is a trans woman that has competed in both men's and women's swimming leagues. When she was competing in the men's leagues, she was smashing records. But then when she transitioned and she underwent 3 to 4 years of HRT and then started competing in the women's leagues, she actually never set a record again, right? So that's not necessarily true. But the hypocrisy that I asked you to respond to was more so about Trump walking into the changing rooms of naked teenage girls and grown adult women to perv on them while they were naked, and how you made him president.
Yeah, and that's kind of what makes it hard, because like I like one side of it, but then can I really support him after he goes out and makes a decision like that? It's just I don't know if I can trust the guy. I liked him in his first term, but I feel like things are a little different this time.
Right.
And he's definitely making it harder for me to support him.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else that you want to go over, man?
What do you think about his whole Golden Dome precaution?
Just more like American military supremacy. I mean, we've heard it about 1,000,000,001 times. Will it ever happen? I don't know. Do I think that we probably already have a system quite like that? Probably. But I'm seeing
Yeah,
people say
you're
that you're
right.
Canadian down below in that chat. So we are going to go to move on to the next guest. Here we go, guys. Let's go to get that next guest. Joseph Maple loaded up. Yo, Vivian with $1.50 on Venmo saying I sent a 20 in a message. So I just wanted to send this to get it to the top of your Venmo. Thank you, Vivian. It actually did work. Vivian, 23 minutes ago with the $20. I'm really sorry that I missed that, Vivian. Show some love to Vivian down below in the chat saying, people like Luke are the reason why I, at 18, want to be a civil lawyer. I can't even fathom how he couldn't understand that simple concept. And oh, happy Pride. Well, happy Pride, Vivian. Thank you for bumping that donation. I'm sorry I didn't see it the first time around. And thank you for your kindness. Happy Pride. What is going on, Joseph? Do you support Trump? Joseph, you are muted. You are muted. You are muted. Go ahead and unmute that mic. All right, it doesn't look like Joseph is going to unmute that mic, so we are going to go to move on. Oh, hello, Joseph. Joseph, are you here? It does not look like Joseph is here, so we're going to go to move on to the next guest. Dave in the chat says, Dean is wrong in all caps. Please request. I'd love to have you up here. We're going to go to move on to Bradley, but OMG, it's Echo. Thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat saying, as a trafficking survivor, thank you for standing up for abortion rights, my dude. All the love to you. Echo, I'm so incredibly fucking sorry that that happened to you. Thank you for the $20, and I'm glad that you're here with us today. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. As well as Preston, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate that. This is from Jamie and Preston.
Hello.
Thank you, guys. What's up, Bradley? Are you American? You sound British.
Yeah, I'm British.
All right, unfortunately, we are just looking to talk to people from America that are at least 18 years old that support Donald J. Trump. So make sure you're following those rules if you're in that queue. And we are going to go to get that next guest up onto the live right now. So everybody be patient while we got Taylor loading in. And while we do, Jay, dude, Jay, thank you for the $125 donation over on YouTube Super Chat. Saying, dude, don't be surprised at all the love coming your way. Truth is, you rock every single day. Jay, man, I love you. I love you so much, Jay. Jay, the man, the myth, the legend. You are in here every single day showing love. That is so incredibly kind of you guys. Show some love to Jay down below in that chat. Dude, Jay, I appreciate it. I fucking appreciate it, Jay. Show some love to Jay down below in that chat. And what is going on? Welcome in that guy. Do you support Trump?
Nah, I support you, Dean. I came on here.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. I did kick you because we are just looking for Trump supporters, but please don't take that as like a diss or anything. Honestly, you should take that as, the takeaway should be that I fuck with you. Because keep in mind, I'm only looking to talk to people on this live that I don't fuck with. So I appreciate you for the love. You're awesome. What's going on, the Stu? Do you support Trump?
Hey, Dean. How you doing, man?
What's going on? I'm doing all right. How old are you?
30 years old.
Okay. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do support Trump. First of all, I want to say congrats on your growth. And I think a voice on both sides is good. So I can appreciate what you do for your side, definitely.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. So why do you support Trump?
I think I support Trump mostly because of what he represented for the anti-establishment. I think he just related with a lot of people in that regard. I think a lot of people were able to look past the crazy texts and the crazy comments. I think he's very good at marketing himself.
Oh,
so
well, listen, I agree with that. I could agree that, his like marketing was a lot better in the sense that it was easier for the average American to hop on board with, because he honestly treated the average American like a toddler watching Cocomelon on a sticky iPad saying, no more inflation, no low gas prices, no war. She's a communist. She's a Marxist communist. Dude, we don't like communism here. We hate communism here. So, like, in that sense, I'll agree with you. But, I mean, I am
pretty good Trump.
More specifically looking for reasons of things that
Yeah, I
he's
think it was
done
mostly
that you
because
agree with.
I think it's mostly because he was anti-establishment. I don't see myself as a Republican or a Democrat, more of a centrist, and so he represented the opposition of kind of what I was seeing to a massive two-party system in our society.
Wait. He's not opposed to the two-party system. He just made
No.
of the two parties.
I'm saying I'm opposed to a two-party system, so I think
okay, so you support Trump because you're opposed to a two-party system. That doesn't follow.
No, I support Trump because he was the anti-establishment decision.
When you
or
say
choice.
anti-establishment, no, he is the establishment. Like, think about everything that you hate about the establishment. Never-ending wars. Guess what? He's sending us back into war in the Middle East. Ballooning the debt and the deficit. Guess what? He wants to spend twice as much as every penny spent by the Biden-Harris administration on non-COVID-related expenditure with one bill. I mean, what else do you not like about the establishment?
No,
Maybe like
the
a lack of
cuts-
transparency
the
and
cuts back in
concealing things
government
from the American
spending.
people. Well, I mean, he concealed. He specifically concealed the fact that he's on the Epstein files and has told over 30,000 confirmed lies in his first term, and the biggest sitting lie that any president has ever told with his denial of the outcome in 2020. Like, everything that you don't like about the establishment is only exuberated in Trump.
I mean, I would disagree. I guess that's where we'd oppose.
Okay, so then tell me something that you don't like about the establishment that is not true of Trump.
I don't like I love the cuts in spending that he is making right now.
Oh, so you
crazy,
like, so you don't like
crazy
the fact
government
that,
spending.
So you don't like the fact that the establishment supports crazy government spending, right?
That's correct.
Okay, well, I mean,
And
even-
you're
so
going to
this
bring up the defense system, which I don't think
sir,
we
if
should
you'll allow me to
police it.
finish.
But you didn't let me finish.
I mean, you just told us one thing about the establishment that you don't like, which is crazy government spending. So he's worse for government expenditure than Kamala Harris would have been.
No, I don't agree with that.
According to the CBO, that's correct. According to like the historical fact that he spent twice as much as the Biden-Harris administration in his first term, that's correct. According to the expenditure allocated for the BBB, if it were to get past to $4 trillion, that's correct. So we have no indication that he will spend less than Kamala Harris. None. Could you please give me one?
I'm saying that we don't know what she would have spent, but her spending would have been outrageous if they kept with the fundings of crazy government fundings that we were doing that Doge has discovered. And so those things are what I voted for. Immigration policies,
How much spending did Doge cut?
I don't know the number.
120 billion. How much
That's
will the
fantastic.
BBB spend if it passes?
I hope like 3 trillion.
4 trillion.
Oh, I was close.
So if we had crazy government expenditure,
Every
that
president
Doge
is going
cut,
to spend money.
but
Every
the point
president.
is, he is spending more than what Kamala Harris would have spent if she won.
Yeah, but she was the worst candidate ever presented forward. Like I actually
okay.
wish the
But
Democratic Party
she
would
was,
have
but she was
presented a
further
way better
away.
option.
But you just told us that you support Trump because he would have supported lower government expenditure. But once you learn that that's not true, and she would have supported a lower government expenditure, and he
No,
supported higher government.
I don't agree with you. I think that is true. I just don't think that she was the best option for the Democratic Party. That's one reason I
Okay,
supported Trump.
I'm going to
There's
go ahead and
multiple
finish now.
reasons. Go ahead.
You tell us that you support Trump because he's anti-establishment. I tell you that he is worse than the establishment in every way. I ask
He's
you to
not.
name me one way that he's not
He's
worse.
part of the establishment, but he's not worse than the establishment.
Dude. You say that you support Trump because he's anti-establishment. I ask you to name me one way that he is not worse than the establishment, and you say government expenditure. I point out that he spent more than the quote-unquote establishment of Biden and Harris in his first term. He spent $8.4 trillion. They spent $4.6 trillion. And he's spending more today than what Kamala Harris would have spent if she was president right now. My evidence is the estimations from the CBO that tell us he wants to spend $10 to $15 trillion. Meanwhile, she would have spent $6 to $8 trillion. Other evidence for this fact is obvious. She had plans to recuperate her expenditure through things such as increasing the corporate tax rate by 7%, or saving money on the amount of, or saving money by allowing Medicare and Medicaid to renegotiate the price of private pharmaceutical drugs. And Donald Trump has no plan to pay for his tax cuts. So once again, I've demonstrated that you were wrong and I am right.
Yeah, no, I mean, your points are valid based on, I don't have that information in front of me, so I do apologize. I'm not going to be able to, you are much better at this than I am. I just wish that in our system, and why I like jumping on and having these conversations, I wish our system was better at offering us better solutions. I think the Democrats could have presented 4 or 5 candidates that were way better. That I just think the whole system was so flawed from the beginning that we are just so far past that.
Okay, you're saying that the Democrats could have elected 5 candidates that would be way better than Harris. The Republicans could have appointed a potato, and it would have been better than Trump. At the end of the day, the alternative.
He's actually a leader.
At the end of the day, the alternative to Trump, who was Kamala Harris, was significantly better than Trump.
She was not.
Okay, why is that? Be very specific. I don't want rhetoric. I want specifics. Let's talk about policy. Let's talk about what they wanted to do for America. Let's talk about what Donald Trump has done to America in the last 150 days. Let's talk about their character. Let's talk about the specifics. Why was Trump the better option?
I believe because he had a leadership track record. He was already the president of the United States. She was a placeholder for Biden, and Biden was eventually, we come to find out, wasn't even mentally ready for office or fit for office, and she kind of carried that torch for him and defended him.
Great. So to your first point that he had already served as president for a term, that's pro-establishment rhetoric. The very first thing that you said when you joined the live was that you were anti-establishment. Okay, it is the anti-establishment that won Donald Trump the 2016 election, since he had no prior time in a public office of the establishment. But now when I ask you why he's better, you say because of his prior time in the establishment. So now you're contradicting yourself. Because the view that he had more experience, right, in the establishment than Kamala Harris should indicate that she's more anti-establishment than him. And according to the first thing you said when you joined the live, that's something you would like.
Yeah, I guess I liked his background in capitalism, and I did not like her background in government, I guess.
You didn't like her background in government, but you did like his background in government. Okay. Well, his background in government included the largest internal attack on the American democracy when he tried to silence the voice and the vote of every American in the 2020 election, and then later admitted to it in court. What is something in her background?
About January
in government?
6th?
Yes. What's the fake electorate plot? What's something in her governmental background that is worse than that?
That's where I guess we wouldn't be able to move forward, just because I wouldn't consider January 6th to be what others would consider January 6th. I don't think
so. I said that he tried to steal the election, and that's something he admitted to. He admitted to sending fake slates of electors to 7 different key swing states that Biden won with fake votes that said that he won, and then he admitted to instructing them to send those fake votes back to Congress, and he also admitted to trying to pressure Mike Pence into certifying those fake ballots as real to rig himself the election. He also admitted to trying to pressure the head of the DOJ, Bill Barr, into falsely announcing widespread voter fraud when there wasn't any, and admitted to all these things in court. In fact, he said that they're an official act of his presidency that he should have immunity from because he was the president when they did them. So these are facts you cannot deny. And this was the largest internal attack on the American democracy since the Civil War, with something in Kamala Harris's governmental background that even compares.
Okay.
Do you have an answer?
No, you said a lot of words. I had to mute because my wife was talking to me, so.
Okay. How about I'll re-ask the question in a different way. What is the worst thing in Kamala Harris's track record in government? Worst thing that she's ever done in government?
I think lie to the American people.
About what?
Biden's mental capacity to serve in office. Yeah.
Great,
sorry.
great. Well, this is a really easy argument to refute and show that Donald Trump is worse. Because even if I assume that she did lie about that, Donald Trump told a bigger lie when he denied the outcome of the 2020 election and has been for the last 4 years.
Hillary Clinton said that the election was rigged, and this goes back many presidential elections. Hillary Clinton was one of the biggest people that said that there was voter fraud and Trump shouldn't have been in office.
Okay. Well, even if Hillary Clinton did the same exact thing that Trump did, this still doesn't change that Trump told a bigger lie than Harris, meaning that you're wrong and I'm right about the fact that her track record in government is better than his.
Yes,
do you see how that actually doesn't further your position at all? Just to say that someone else did this? But I would also like to clarify that that's not what Hillary Clinton did. Hillary Clinton questioned the outcome of the election, took the proper legal channels to contest it, and once the legal channels had ruled that he had rightfully won, she conceded vocally. Donald Trump, on the other hand, did not take the proper legal channels, had the plan worked out to contest the outcome of the election before the outcome of the election. We have that leaked clip from Steve Bannon saying before the night of the election in late October that he was going to contest the results of the election on the night of the election, which is something that he ended up doing. And then, of course, it wasn't the proper legal channel to try to unlawfully steal it. It wasn't the proper legal channel to try to get Mike Pence to certify fake votes. And it definitely wasn't the proper legal channel to try to convince the head of the DOJ to falsely announcing widespread voter fraud, causing the head of the DOJ to step down. But once again, a comparison to Hillary Clinton here is definitely not doing anything for your position, because even if she did everything that Trump has done, we are debating who has the better governmental track record of Kamala Harris and Trump, not Clinton and Trump. So can we agree that I've been able to point out worse things that Trump has done in his track record in government than you've been able to point out worse things that Kamala Harris has done in hers?
Yeah, I mean, I think your goal as a debater is to get the yes, you win the debate. So, I mean, I got to go, but hey, I appreciate the points and the conversation. I wish your chat wasn't so savage, man. I feel roasted, but hey, keep up the good work.
That's a chat for you, man. That's a chat for you. Have a good
But anyway,
one.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good one. We're probably going to do one more debate before we end for the day, everybody. I came on here saying earlier that I was going to do a shorter stream today, and I mean it. You know, I'm really tired. I've been dealing with insomnia recently. I didn't get much sleep at all last night. And it's just, I don't think I could go for a full 4 hours today. And I think that right now we're around at 3 hours and 30 minutes. So after this, I'm probably going to head off. And I hope that you guys understand. I hope that you guys understand. Let's see here. Let's see. Abigail, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Tori with a 1, Ashley with a 1, Joshua with a 1, Sonny with a 5, and Alessandro with a 1. I appreciate you guys so much for the love. As well as Matthew, thank you so much for the $25 over on Venmo, saying for emotional endurance and journalistic jujitsu. I don't know how you stay calm talking to these people, but it's an art form and I respect the hell out of it. Thank you for the love, Matthew. It is definitely a learned skill. It's not something that I was born with. And if you've been watching me for a long time, you know it. Lisa, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo, saying, I've admired your dedication to educating others for a while. It's given my partner a broader view on Trump, and for that, I can't thank you enough. Keep on having pride in your work. I appreciate you for that, Lisa. Incredibly kind. As well as Kristen 14 minutes ago with the $15 over on Venmo, saying, shout out to Lauren S. Keep spreading the good word. Shout out to Lauren S. And thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Welcome in, Mr. Dylan. Are you MAGA? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay, are you British?
No, I came from Britain. I've moved to California in America.
Okay, what time is it?
10:05. 5:05.
10:05, don't you say? 10:05, don't you say? Wait, where's it 10? Okay, I kicked him. That might have been a genuine misspeak, because right now it's 10 p.m. in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, not in Britain or anything. And then in Britain, I mean, the other time it could be is like 10 a.m. I don't think it's 10 a.m. in the UK. Isn't it like 1 a.m.? Yeah. Okay, that might have been a very like genuine misspeak. If that was a misspeak, feel free to hop back in that queue. What's going on, Keffy? Do you support Trump?
Oh God, sorry.
No worries. We're gonna move on to the next guest. We got Cindy loading up into the box. Yeah, it is 5:10 in CA. That's right. I'm pretty good with American time zones. Anything outside of that, I don't know. Let's go and get that next guest up in here. I'll look for that person again, because I'll bring him back up, because I do think that they genuinely misspoke right there. All right, what's going on? Do you support Trump? Kelby. You MAGA? What about you, Cindy? Are you MAGA? Oh, looks like they're all leaving. They're all leaving. They've all said goodbye. See you later. Stefan, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo, saying little Luke. Oh, geez, dude, Luke is not going to live that one down. Okay, now that it's been a while, first and foremost, Stefan, thank you for the 20. Show some love to Stefan down below. Now that it's been a while, can we talk about how crazy Luke was? And John, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $25 over on PayPal. Dude, thank you so much for the love, John. John says, I seriously appreciate everything that you do. Thank you, John. Show some love to John down below in that comment section. That is so incredibly kind of you. What's going on, TTV, ya boy? You MAGA, you support Trump?
No, but I want to ask you a quick question, if you don't mind.
For sure. Ask it super quickly.
Where do you get your news from? Because I want to educate myself more, and I'm just wondering where you get it from.
Well, see, I get my news from like a conglomerate of like publishers like AP, Reuters, the New York Times. Honestly, I just kind of like cross-reference a bunch of different sources. But I mean, if you are just kind of wanting to get into like news reporting on American politics and what's important, I think like there's a lot of independent journalists that will highlight the important stuff, and you could like consume it in a really easy to understand way in an app that you already know how to navigate because you already know how to use TikTok. So people like Aaron Parnas, I mean, honestly, consuming his content to understand what's going on in America is just such an easy way to know what's going on.
How do you spell
to
that
keep
last
up.
name, by the way?
Parnas. That is Aaron Parnas. It's just really, really easy to be able to look at his feed and to see what's going on and to stay up to date. But I would recommend once you kind of get used to media consumption and like how to stay up to date with the news and politics by like kind of practicing with like an independent journalist's page such as him, I would then recommend trying to like dabble with like cross-referencing like the big publishers like AP, Reuters, NPR, PBS, etc.
Will do. Thank you. I appreciate what you do, educating all these people. You have a good one.
Of course, man. Take care. Take care. That's a good question.
Thank you.
I think like the biggest issue that I had when I first started getting into what I do now is like where to get my information from. I was lost. That was like the hardest thing in the world for me to figure out. It is legitimately hard. I think that like independent journalists, especially people like Aaron or Aaron himself, probably do the best at like giving easy to understand and available information about what's going on. But like, I would say once you kind of like hone in on that skill on how to do it, then definitely switch off of the independent journalist because you know you're not guaranteed to be given the right information all the time, and switch over to like cross-referencing a bunch of the big sources. Also, Under the Desk News is great. Under the Desk News is great. Let's go and get that next guest M up in the box. Everyone, just be patient. What's going on, Emma? Do you support Trump?
No, I just want to say I like your work and bye.
Well, I appreciate that, Emma. Honestly, at this rate, I don't know if we'll be able to even have a last debate of the night because I got to go here pretty soon. I'm really trying to get one. It's just that a lot of people in the queue are not here to debate. A lot of the people in the queue are not here to debate. So, let's try to get that next guest up in the box here. David Nelson Haynes, hop in that queue, bro. Get you up. What's going on,
Hey,
Kyler?
Dean.
How old are you?
Okay, I'm 18.
Do
Sorry.
you support
I'm
Trump?
going to say this quickly because I know you don't like non.
I'm sorry, Kyler. I do got to kick you. We are just seriously looking for the last guest of the night.
Yo, Dean.
Yo, what you want, bro?
Dude, Nick Fuentes got me banned, bro.
I saw that. I saw that. I did. Yeah, man.
What do I do, bro?
Well, you kinda fucked up by calling him a jester, dude. Listen.
Bro.
Let me tell you about this real quick. Let me tell you about this real quick. I debated Nick Fuentes, and I mean I destroyed him. I at least from my perspective. But after I debated him and like made fun of him, etc. Like the next 2 months of my life were living hell because his fanboys, the Groypers, they're just like no other, bro. I had like my family doxed, mom and dad, pictures of the house. In fact, I actually even got my TikTok banned for a period of time. So that's they're angry cult members. Let me tell you.
Bro, what am I gonna do? I didn't even say that, like, I mean, I called you guys both jesters, but that's just because of the content, I think, or the stuff you guys, I think it's stressful, but I don't think you guys are bad people. That's the thing.
He's a bad dude. Cookie's a very bad
Well,
person.
I don't know too much about him. I mean, I've heard crazy stuff. Yeah, actually.
He's like a full-blown Nazi. He's a white supremacist.
Dude, do you know anyone who can help get my TikTok back, bro?
You need to do your research on Fuentes. Yeah, bro. How about this? If I help you here, right? Give you some information about how to get your account back. All that I ask for in return is to do your research on Fuentes. He's a terrible POS, but just reach out to one of their public emails. I think if you go to if you Google report feedback TikTok, like in your YouTube, in your Google search bar, it'll bring you to like a special TikTok page where you could like draft them an email and it'll have a real person reply. because likely your account was taken down by just being mass reported, and they'll be able to figure that out pretty quickly. But seriously, bro, do your research on Fuentes. Very bad person. Very base to publicly denounce that. Lock in.
Okay. I'll lock in, bro. All right, man. Well, you have a good one.
Yeah, bro. You too. Good luck getting your account back. I know that seriously does suck.
I know, dude. It's all good, man.
Take care, bro.
We'll work on it.
Take care.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I saw that, dude. I saw that Cookie had his account taken down. Saw it on Twitter. All the Groypers were saying Groyper's curse. Man, that is the Groyper's curse, dude. Holy shit, guys! Like the Groypers. Oh boy, terrible. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Fuck Trump.
Boost. Okay, sweet.
Out of here, though.
And then also, I don't know if Cookie's still in here, but if you are, I saw you send in the video saying like the cortisol levels in politics. Oh man, that's real. Cortisol levels are high all the time. What's going on, King? Do you support Trump?
No, I don't really support nobody, Dean, though. But I had a question for you though. What do you think will happen to the U.S. if we join the war with Israel?
You know what? Fair question. Let's talk about it. We'll do a little bit of an examination on that before we hop off. Mainland U.S. won't. I don't see mainland U.S. being hit. I don't see mainland U.S. being harmed. I don't see anybody on mainland U.S. being hurt in any regard whatsoever. If we do start, if we do enter into the war, what we will see is retaliatory strikes against military bases in the region. So, our servicemen and women overseas will be in danger, 110%. And
Right.
I think that will probably amount to another follow-up retaliatory attack from America. We're not just striking their bunkers, but we're deploying troops and we're fighting them. It's just another war in the Middle East. So, like right now, we just want to bomb one of their bunker facilities where they're enriching uranium. I think the counterattack will be on a couple of our military bases, and then our response will be full-blown war in the Middle East, just like Bush. So, great question. But, I have seen a bunch of people kind of talking about how they're scared if they're going to live, if, mainland U.S. is going to be invaded, if they're going to be bombed. I don't see it happening. Because inevitably, if Iran did bomb some location in America, that would have been like the last foreign attack on domestic soil since Pearl Harbor. And what did we do to Japan after that? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I truly don't think that they'll end up doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. Take care.
You too.
Foreign attack on U.S. soil is like an act of a military aggression from another country. You guys are saying 9/11. Sorry, what I meant to say there was like an act of military aggression from another country. But then I guess like even like that would include 9/11 because like countries were involved in it, like Qatar with funding, and there's probably like a bunch of other facts that I don't know. So yeah, I forgot 9/11. You guys are right. All right, everybody. Well, it looks like I am done for the day. I apologize that today's stream wasn't as long as the streams on other days, but I am just seriously that tired. And I'm thinking here, because it's Juneteenth, I want to see if we could find any black creators that we could raid. That'd be great. I'd love to do that. And seriously, guys, please give I'd put some time into researching Juneteenth, you guys. It's important. It's meaningful. And if you do see me in my account loaded into a panel later on Santana's stream, like this will be in the next day or so. I won't be talking, but it's just going to be for visibility because he's holding a stream with other black creators for Juneteenth. Tune in, see what they have to say. But anyways, let's go ahead and see who is live. I'm seeing a bunch of people in the chat say that Erica is live. Is she? Is Erica live, everybody? I don't see Erica on. Is Erica on? I saw a bunch of people. She just got off? Unfortunate. Okay, let me restart here. Is Jaden live? Let's see. Jaden is live. Oh, he just went live. Sweet. Okay, everybody. I'm going to send you guys over on a raid to Jaden. Jaden is an incredibly awesome guy. Great at debating. Funny, too. Just a great guy. His ad is at Mr. Jaden LeBron. I would really appreciate it if you guys could head over to his account and show him some love. And yeah, I hope that Jaden talks about Juneteenth and the importance of it. Knowing him, he absolutely will. He's probably already on top of it. But yeah, everybody, go ahead and drop the at in the TikTok chat. I'll make sure I pin it so we could get people heading over there. Looks like there we go. Head over to at Mr. Jaden LeBron down below in the comment section. That is MrJadenLibran. So yeah, guys, go show Jaden some love. Spam Dean Raid in Jaden's chat. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off for the day. But once again, you guys showed a shit ton of love today. And I actually had my guitar break a while ago, and I've been contemplating buying a new one. But, you know, it's been like, oh, geez, like that's kind of expensive, so I've been putting it off. But hope you guys know I'm going to end the stream, go get some food, and head down to Guitar Center and get myself a nice new guitar. So I love y'all. But yeah, I'm going to go and hop off for the evening. Peace and love, everybody. Go ahead and raid Jaden. Take care.